I feel pressed on all sides, the walls closing in. It ain't right, I gotta watch the cops in my can, licking shots at my skin. Lord help, Lord watched in by religious men who be trying to stop my path, cause I'm not with them. My truth cut them like a straight blade, gut them. Expose every lie, every game played. I stand in the land, devoted to wicked plans. Bring it in by the ton and bag you up for the grams. Cut back, unloaded cause I'm sick, corroded Uncle Sam. When he justified taking Indian land. The red man got robbed, the black man got killed. Blood got spilled. And America got built, precise got filled with the spirit of the Most High. They say they woke, but they sleep. I see they closed eyes. Triple threat, represent, give you no lies. I'm a thorn in the side of the enterprise. Can't you see I'm trying? Can't you see I'm trying?
Yo, black Hebrew like Moses, descendant of a pharaoh, a warrior, break bones that cut through the marrow. Indigenous before the Edomites came to visit us, the native of God's plan before your religiousness. 400 years of slavery, it was written, we paid off, now we pay back as Thanksgiving. The movement's tyrannical, opiate satanical, hate-based governmental regime, call me Hannibal. Way beyond the protest, exterminate rats and roaches, eradicate white supremacists, pandemic mental psychosis. A message to my people of color, this ain't a rainbow.
What's good? What's good, everybody? How y'all doing today, man? It's been some interesting times, man. I know ain't nothing been happening, everything's been normal, the economy's doing great, it's the foundational Black Americans, we out here winning. White people is getting along with Black people. It's just perfect in Babylon. What's good, fam? What's good, y'all? I see all y'all out there. What's good, man? What's good? I'd like to appreciate y'all joining me out today, man. As y'all see, I'm gonna talk on a subject that's been talked about a lot lately, and then kind of give a different perspective on it, because I honestly, it's sometimes I forget. I'll be thinking things in my head that just seem obvious to me. Like, it's obvious to me that something is wrong in the world. It's obvious to me that this ain't normal. It's obvious to me that you should have things prepared. I say that I've been saying this almost every time I go live, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm gonna start it off. If y'all don't have a go bag, if you don't have more than 1 day's worth of food, you are being irresponsible. Straight up. If you see everything that's going on right now and you don't have anything prepared and set up for yourself, I don't know what to tell you, man, because if you're depending on these people here and you're depending on the government, you're going to be in for a bad time. You're going to be in for a bad time. I talked about it a little while ago. It was a sister when they had that big freeze up in New York. The sister died because her family just ignorantly was telling her to wait for the people to come save her. Now it's a mass blizzard. Nobody can get out. And she sat there in her car waiting for these people to come save her. You can go look it up. Sitting there waiting for people to come save her. And she ended up dying. And her people was like, man, this is messed up. Why didn't they come save her? Why didn't they come get her? And I'm like, why didn't you tell her to get up and try to help herself? Why didn't she try to go and do something for herself? It's kind of getting wild out here, man. It's not kind of. It's very much getting wild out here. If you... people, get y'all some food and have some backup. If you're not trying to get up out of here and leave, have food and backup, because it's very, 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 very fast coming where you ain't gonna be able to go into the store and get stuff. They already rationing food in UK, and that stuff is just basically a short hot step in the jump from getting over here. So I'm always going to start this off of here, man. Y'all need to get y'all selves together. If you go every day. A lot of people go every day to get food. Don't do that. Have stuff available. Try to stuff your pantry as much as you can. Get non-perishable food. Look up different preppers. There's a Canadian prepper. He has actually a good video about go bags. And, pretty much everybody's go bag is going to look different. I'm down here in Florida. I'm not going to need snow boots in my go bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm more worried about going out there in the jungle and worrying about, stepping on a gator or something like that. I ain't worrying about snow. So you got to know where you at and know your evacuation routes, know if there's shelters around, because look, man, it's getting real out here. It is getting real. It is getting real, like super, super real. And yeah, Caribbean Princess, it's crazy. It's crazy. People were sitting out there waiting for help instead of helping themselves. And that's really, I I stay out of a lot of because Hebrews always beefing, bro. Always beefing, man. Like, how many minutes am I in? I gotta wait a few minutes, I think, before Facebook starts getting stupid, before I start dropping N bombs. Negroes is just twisted. Like, look, man. Christianity has people sick. I'm straight up. Christianity has made us sick. We became like Ned Flanders is legit what has become most people in church that have gone to church. It makes you a Ned Flanders. Oh, Jesus loves everybody. Oh, hey, diddly oh ho. Jesus loves everybody. It's unconditional love. Oh, he loves the sinner and not the sin. God loves everybody. He loves everybody. He just loves you. He just love. Are you rereading the same Bible? Are we reading the Bible that basically had a man and his whole family get wiped out because he didn't obey and listen? Are we listening to the same Most High that sent his own children into slavery multiple times because they wouldn't listen? And here we are now. Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man. Like, people get mad at, at brothers like Yacoba for what they say, because a lot of folks out here, man, a lot of cats is on this TikTok theology. That's what I call it, TikTok theology. I can't tell you how many folks I see on Facebook and Twitter sharing TikToks and replying to me with TikToks when I'm asking for what makes you come to this conclusion that you have. I'll never forget. I had a person tell me that this is the land. America is the land of we in the land of our fathers. This is the land. Like, this is our land. And I'm like, that's not true. And I'm like, just going over things. This person's reply, they sent me a TikTok. And the TikTok had this chick, Hebrew sister, thinking she's so smart by posting a picture of a map and another picture of a map of Florida. Now, this picture of Egypt map, I don't know what kind of view this map is. I don't know. The map is zoomed in. Like, bro, education is, and I'm not talking about a degree. I'm talking about understanding logic and being able to logically piece things apart. Because you don't need to go to a college to school to get the understanding in knowledge. You don't have to do that. You can read books. You can seek things on your own. Because I did not go to any 4-year college. I ain't go to no seminary school. I ain't go to no 4-year college. But I know what I know. And can't nobody sit here and argue with me because I can back it up with facts. Like, you got to learn before I jump in. Because I'm going to jump into the word to even talk about this whole flea thing. But before, people need to understand, like, I didn't just wake up one day and see I'm a Hebrew and then decide to make a YouTube page. I didn't do that. Honestly, a lot of folks asked me to do it, and I had a lot of stuff on my heart that the Most High had dealt with me for years. See, a lot of these folks that's been up here, you know what I'm saying, your Pastor Kellys, your Tails, your Gates of Holder, your TCA, and a lot of these folks that's been on here, we've been in the Word almost all our life. This ain't new. I've been in this Word since I was going to say 7 years old. My mom got us started. I'm talking about she taught me how to use the Strong's dictionary when I was a jit. I'm like in middle school using the Strong's dictionary. We read out of both testaments. See, my mom didn't preach like these pastors here. We learned out of the New and the Old Testament. I studied New and Old Testament. I studied the temple, the old temple where the Holy of the Holies and the temple of the table of showbread, where you had the red heifer sacrifice, the scapegoat sent out into the wilderness. You got the Holy of Holies with the mercy seat, and you got the angels spreading their wings over. All of this stuff, like, I've studied these things. How this is a parallel for the Messiah coming back and all these different things. You notice he went out into the wilderness. Who did he meet out in the wilderness? Come on, man. There's so many things that I could go. Like, when people say that the Messiah is not real and want to just run with the Old Testament, I'm like, y'all are literally the opposite of the New Testament folks that want to just talk about there is no law. Like, there's no balance, there's no nuance, and there's no balance. And this is what happens when you don't sit down and let the Most High make you. most folks that jump up on here, we didn't just do this in one day. And unfortunately, again, you can say this is mean, you can say this is this and that, but the truth need to be told. Some people so ignorant, they don't know that they ignorant. You can be stupid and not know that you're stupid because you're too haughty and you're too prideful and you got so much to say about other people and what they got going on when you ain't did a lick of research, but just what a nigga told you on TikTok. Yes, I'm past the limit, so I can drop N-bombs now. Like this is ridiculous. Like people got to understand you can't just jump up and just start doing stuff. You got to sit down, man. Like a lot of us know, I could tell by just listening to folks how we grew up in church. We knew there was protocol. You couldn't just get up and start preaching, and not even in a doggone Baptist church. Man, come on, man. What happened when the person in the church start going past their limit? They start playing that little slow praise music. You up there giving that long testimony. You start hearing that the drummer start coming in. Then the pastor get on the microphone. Hallelujah. Amen. They start pushing you off. We know that. We had to learn the protocol. There was even protocol in the regular church, but jokers think that they could just come up and just do stuff and say stuff all out of order. There's something that Pastor Kelly says that I think everybody need to like go in and do a whole lot more. When he says stop and hear the matter fully. That's one of the best teachings I love that he had taught, because I use that so much when I hear things that I may initially be like, and it may give me like a little feeling, and I'm like, I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll shut up and I'll listen. And even sometimes where I feel like, man, I'm not even gonna listen to this whole thing. I'm gonna change it, but then I'm like, no, listen to the whole matter. And when you listen to the whole matter, you're like, okay, all right. Then you go research, and then you start seeing, okay, yeah, this I agree with this, I don't agree with this. Like people don't do that no more. Everybody just want to go on TikTok or go on social media and post these just little 5-second videos and act like they got sage knowledge. It's like, my dude, you can't get this in no 10-second drop. It takes time. While you sitting out here looking at these stupid movies, while you out here running around doing all this nonsense, while you just wasting your time, most of us be out here in our grind. It takes time. You just sit down and to read through these things and to read over it and to study it and to cross-reference it and to go and man, it takes time, bro. And it's honestly disrespectful for a lot of y'all cats to be coming at a lot of folks on here who spend a lot of time. Like Truth Unedited. Oh, they was loving Truth Unedited. When he started talking about the truth, all them folks came in there and started talking all this crap. So y'all know he's solid. You know all this, but now you mad and you coming and just saying stuff. Nothing. You got no scriptures, no nothing. You just saying stuff. Oh, there's nothing, no Jew, no Greek, no blah, blah, blah. Just saying stuff all out of context. And it's just as bad with Hebrews. I can't tell you how many jokers just be saying stuff, and I'm like, dog, that's not true. They'll share the one thing with Hitler's jewels or whatever that they put out this stupid Facebook meme where it's like Hitler, the USA has God's jewels and blah blah blah. Hitler ain't say that crap. And I know because I studied him. I got a copy of his book over here. I was following a lot of dudes that was studying this cat because I wanted to get a different opinion of what the mainstream opinion of this guy was. So I started digging deep to see different things. And I came across that quote and I looked it up and it's not there. But a person who just sharing a thing on Facebook gonna sit there and argue with you and be like, oh, it is. I'm like, well, what research have you done? What have you done? You haven't done no research. And now everybody like mad because, folks are saying, hey, it's time to flee. We got to get up out of here. One way or another, we going to get up out of here. Some of us going to be able to leave on their own. They're going to be able to get up and go. And the rest of us, we're going to be refugees. Do you know what that means? That means you're going to have to pack your bags and go to a shelter. And then while you're in that shelter, they're going to be like, hey, Africa may come up and say, hey guys, we'll take all the diasporans and they can come back over here and we'll house them. Because guess what? There's a precedence for this already. If you pay attention, back in the beginning of the Ukraine war, Russia allowed a corridor for them to let people go. Russia said, okay, cool. They just hit military targets first. And then when people was evacuating, they said, okay, you want to evacuate? All right, here it is. Y'all can go. Just everybody can get out. Here's the deadline. This is what's going to happen. There's folks that even when bombs is falling, they's not going to try to get up out of here because they too attached to stuff. because they've been lied to and told that, oh, this is our land, we FBA, this us, oh, we this our place, we deserve it too. Why I'm gonna go over there with them Africans? Why I'm gonna go? I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. But first, like everything, we're gonna start it off in the word. We're gonna start it off with the word. I'm gonna start it off. I'm gonna read Revelations 18. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lighted with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, is fallen. He said it twice, just so you know it's real. He said it twice. Anytime the messengers repeat the word, they want you to know it's real. It's fallen, is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. The merchants of the earth are waxed rich throughout the abundance of her delicacies. There's still mainly conservatives and Christians and folks that don't want to know that argue that we're not living in Babylon right now. When all of these, it's a clear, just clear and obvious that they're talking about America. All of this talking about America, you know what I'm saying? I mean, who right now is running all the markets and stuff, running all the things? Why in the world does bank falls in America affect the whole world if they haven't been running around committing fornication with her? What? The merchants of the earth. They all was getting rich off of America. America, like, no, don't worry about where this money comes from. Yeah. We got it. We got a workforce here. We all gonna eat. We all gonna eat off of this. Like, this is what they've been doing. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers in her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. So you know what? Let's people have again, I will say there is a spiritual part to it, but the spiritual part ain't just, oh, I'm just going to sit here and get my heart right, and I'm not going to be in Babylon, but I'm going to have all my stuff, and the Most High is going to just going to work, and he's going to, when it's time for us to go, I'm going to pack all my bags, I'm going to put my car on this nice little U-Haul, and we're going to go out to the promised land, and we're going to leave with all my stuff. Bro, when our people left, what was Passover all about? Why is the unleavened bread in Passover? Because they had to leave so fast they couldn't let the bread raise. My wife makes bread, so that hit different. Now when I think about it, I'm like, dang, they had to hurry up and go. They said, hey, we can't wait for that stuff to rise. Cook it now, and we got to go. I'm gonna come back to this 4 real quick. I'm gonna read a little bit forward. For her sins have reached up unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities. Remember her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works, in the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously. So much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow, and shall not see no sorrow. Therefore her plague shall come in one day. Death and mourning and famine, and shall be utterly burned for fire. For strong is the Lord God who judges her. What? The plague shall come in one day. One day. So these y'all thinking that, oh, I'm gonna have time, I'm gonna have it. Bro, you better be prepared. And what does this mean? Come out. We talking about the Strongs. Let's go over here to my favorite. If anybody who's seen the other video I had on here about how to study to show that self-approve, this is my website, God Rules. I love it. It's beautiful. You got your concordance right here with all the little links next to the word, so you can find out what that word means. So let's go down here to 4. We're gonna see. And I heard another voice saying in heaven, "Come." What's this? Come. Let's pull this. Let's pull this word here. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. I know y'all may not be able to see it. So let me see if I zoom it in some. All right, let's zoom in. Here we go. So this word here is exarchomahi. It means to issue, literally or figuratively, to come forth, out, depart, out of, escape. Escape from LA? No, escape from Babylon. Get out, go abroad, away, forth, out, thence, proceed forth, spread abroad. To go, it means to go, to come forth of, with mention of the place out of which one goes, or the point from which he departs, of those who leave a place of their own accord, of those who are expelled or cast out, to go out of an assembly, to forsake it, to come forth physically. Come forth physically. Come on, man. Somebody asked for the website. Hold on one second. I'll put it in the chat for y'all. Give me a quick second here. I'll actually put that out there. It's a channel on a video on my channel called How to Study to Show Yourself Approved. And I go over this whole website, how to use it, and everything. I'm not gonna go over all of it, how to use it right now, but this website is dope. Let me drop this in here real quick for y'all. Put that in there. That website, I love it. It's good. You know, you got your KJV and it gives you your Strong's concordance. You can switch between the Hebrew and the Greek. You can go in all the different numbers and stuff. It's beautiful. I love it. But basically, we looking at this definition. It don't sound like does it say just spiritual? Because again, now I'm not throwing away the spiritual aspect of it, because it don't make no sense to leave and go and you over there in Africa, but you still trying to build Babylon over there. Nah, no, we're not going to do that. You trying to do business like they do business over here. You trying to bring the mindset of here over there. No, no, that's not going to happen. But even though you got your mindset correct, that means it's something that you got to do. Faith without works is dead. And I don't understand why this makes people so upset. Like we know some people can't leave. No matter, because hey, I'm in a similar condition. I would love to go, but I'm not in that position right now to go. But what I'm doing is I got my go bags packed. I pretty much everything I got. I'm like, hey, you know, if something happened, I'm not gonna be like Lot's wife and like, oh my God, I gotta bring my old Teddy Ruxpin. I've had it since I was a child. But what about my Jordans? Oh, my Jordans. I gotta bring all my Jordans with me. But I got a nice car too. I got a couple of nice cars. I got this donk, man. I just bought this donk. I really don't want to get rid of this donk. And I just bought this brand new house. I have a brand new house. What am I going to do? I just got this business. I just built this business in the middle of this whole climate. I'm building this bit. Come on, man. Why? Why are you building in Babylon? And we're going to talk about that too, because the Most High even talks about that. Let me go over here to Jeremiah. See, people think, people get attitudes. They're like, when you say things like that, like Minister Yacoba, and I said it, y'all see my comment come up. When he said that he only debate his equals, I felt that, because I agree. I stopped arguing with Negroes. I stopped arguing with a lot of this stuff. This is why I don't make videos a lot to respond to a lot of the flavor of the minute. I like to be led by the Ruach and what really, is most important, because these flavor of the minute conversations sometimes don't mean to nothing. And it's just dudes arguing who have no understanding, zero understanding. That was it. Mark Twain said it, that if you argue with a stupid person long enough, they'll beat you with, you can't stoop to their level because they'll beat you with their years of experience. Like, you can't argue with people. It's not being prideful. It's not being arrogant. If I'm bringing a nuanced argument with wisdom, I have facts, I have a research to back me up, and I have all of this, and all you got is I feel, and misinterpretations of the word. Why? You can't even logically put together a plausible argument. Why would I argue with you? Why argue with fools, y'all? Like, why argue with fools? I do it now with the Gentiles. I'm gonna show y'all some stuff. These fools, it's getting crazy. Like, you better be ready to get up out of here, because they are literally getting these folks primed. And it don't take much for these evil, hateful behind folks. And it takes nothing but the Most High in me to keep from being just angry at these people all the time, because they just so hateful and just wicked. Like, I'm talking about, you got jokers posting videos from years ago. I ain't seen some of these fight videos in years. And it's a war on whites. Bro, look at here. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Let me read this here, Jeremiah 29, talking about folks that want to stay here. Now, these are the words of the letter of Jeremiah, the prophet, sent from Jerusalem unto the residue of the elders which were carried away captives, to the priests and to the prophets and to all the people who Nebuchadnezzar had carried away captive from Jerusalem to Babylon. The only thing I'll say I disagree with what Yacoba said about this is he used the 70 AD example when we were getting kicked out. I feel like that's not a good example, because that was us getting kicked out. Let's use another captivity. Let's use another Babylon captivity and see if there's any parallels that we can draw from then and now. Let's take a look at this. So after that, Jeconiah, the king and the queen of the eunuchs, and the princes of Judah and Jerusalem, and the carpenters and the smiths were departed from Jerusalem by the hand of Elisha, the son of Shaphan, and Jeremiah, the son of Hilkiah, whom Zedekiah, king of Judah, sent unto Babylon to Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, saying, Thus saith the Lord of hosts. This is Zedekiah going now. The God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem unto Babylon. Build ye houses, dwell in them, plant gardens, eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, get you a white woman. Boy, ain't nothing wrong with them. These black women acting crazy. Go on and get you a white woman. These white women treat you good. Go and get you a Filipino. Go on into these other countries and get you one of them. Get you black women acting crazy. Go ahead, take your wives, beget sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons. Give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there and not diminished. Come on, FBA. This your country. This your land. You buy businesses over here. Build your business. We don't need Africa. What they got over there in Africa? We over here with this our land. We FBA. We know who we is. Gotcha. Take ye wives. No, go to 7. And seek the peace of the city, whither I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it, for in the peace thereof shall ye have peace. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams, which ye cause to be dreamed. Most I said, don't even listen to your dreams. How many, man, I can't tell you how many of these folks be sending me these borderline witchcraft behind women that be saying all this crazy crap. And I'm like, bro, how was you sitting here listening to this chick? She sounds like she in all kinds of mess. This ain't no problem. What is she talking about? Oh, she hears in the word from the Lord. Is she though? Like, is it where does it line up? Where does it line up in what the Most High is saying? Because she sounded like she just had a dream that she had some pizza before she went to bed, and she had a nice weird dream. Like, for they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. See, these are the ones that everybody want to listen to. When the folks is coming and telling you, hey, y'all, we can't sit here. We can't sit here in this place. Bro, I'm telling you, it's been so hard for me and my wife. I got to give her some props because she's been rocking with me these past 3 years, because I basically shut down so much stuff that I used to do because I recognize the signs of what it is. There's so many things that I could have jumped into and got involved in that, would have been great opportunities. But in my head, I'm like, why would I build in Babylon? Why am I going to start building things in Babylon? I had jokers come to me with great ideas, amazing ideas. But in my head, I'm like, why would I invest my money into a business when I could take that same money and invest it into a go bag? I can invest it into having, making sure I got electricity if there's no electricity, making sure we got food, making sure we can at least have the basics, and then, things that we may need in an emergency. But I'm funneling most of my money into a business here for what? For what? They around here telling people to do all this stuff that you got jokers buying houses. I'm talking about there's a whole community going on right now with a bunch of Hebrews, which again, it's a good thing. 10 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, this is heck 5 years ago. I'd have been like, oh, this is amazing. This is a good thing. But now I'm like, oh, y'all came together with all that money to build over here when you could have took that same money and went into Africa and actually owned your land. You could have actually owned what you have. You don't own nothing over here in America. You don't own a thing. And it's stupid to build it here in something where you don't own. You can go on Wode Maya and find all the Hebrews that left and went over there. There's a Hebrew sister, her and her husband went over there. They self-sufficient. They got their own electricity. They got their own water. She growing food on her land. And she got a business over there. She living good. She owned her land. That land she could pass down to her kids, and the government can't come in and take it. Because guess what? The government over here taking people bit stuff. They even taking white folks' land over here too. They're not really talking about it, but it's going down. I just got finished talking to a dude I know down here. His house is huge house. I'm talking about white dude with old money. I'm talking, they got horses. They had horses. Mom was raising dogs, all kinds of exotic dogs. Like, they got bread, like just bread. And this dude got this huge plot of land, big old plot of land. He been fighting with the government for about 5 years, ever since I've known him, pretty much. It's been about 6 years, I think. I can't remember, but it's been a long time. Again, white dude. It's a white dude fighting for his land. Do you think that if they fighting with white people for their land, that your black behind got a chance to keep your land? That if they don't come and say, hey, we're gonna reclaim this land for, whatever, throw up a dumb reason, climate change, or we're doing it, what they call martial law, they just come and take everything. Then, like, bro, it makes no sense to build over here when you see everything falling apart. And it's just like back in the old days, you're gonna have people telling you, take wives, begat sons and daughters, take wives. See, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good, especially because now, Hebrews is doing a little better. We starting to smell ourselves a little bit because now, we coming out of the 400s, what I'm saying, the 400 years. But, let some people tell it ain't no 400 years. But we coming out of that 400 and, we coming, we're doing our thing. We're doing our thing a whole lot more. So they're not talking about, we coming up. There's a lot of us coming up, man. I know a lot of Hebrews that got like businesses. They unassuming people and they good. They're good. They doing real good. There's a lot of us out here. Don't let me, they always try to show us like, oh, we're just crazy. No, we out here doing good. So a lot of people getting comfortable. Oh, I got this now. Oh, I got this now. Why would I want to go to Africa? There's no central water. I got to worry about electricity all the time. Because I'm used to and I'm spoiled by Babylon. Like, can you not see that this is Exodus 2.0? What happened soon? We walked across dry land. The Red Sea parted. We walked across dry land. They were led by what? Fire by day. Was it cloud by day, fire by night? They ate angels' food from heaven. Had quails come up, run around. The Most High took care of us, and niggas was still complaining. In Babylon, we ain't have electricity cut off. In America, all this electricity keep cutting off. I can't do nothing. Electricity cut off all the time over here. This Africa stuff tripping. Why did all the roads ain't paved all yet? Well, we ain't got. Well, I can't order Uber Eats. Like, what kind of mess is this? They ordering system ain't right. I can't get this like I used to get it over there. Oh my God, I can't. Amazon don't deliver here. Same crap, bro. It's the same exact nonsense. This is why folks get in their feelings when people say flee. That means, oh wait, I gotta be uncomfortable. Well, you mean I can't take all my stuff with me, and I can't wake up and get my choco mocha latte from Starbucks. I can't go to my fish goddess in the morning and get my coffee. I can't. Where the snacks? Exactly. Exactly. Where the snacks? It's like, where the snacks? What's going on? Like, everybody out here want to getting in the attitude and getting mad. Like, oh, I can't believe he said that. Do you not realize that doggone the Messiah, when talking to the woman at the well, he was like, hey, he practically called the woman a dog. And he actually, when he told her, you have more than one husband, that's the nice way of saying you a 304. For those who don't know what that is, put it into a calculator and turn it upside down. He was like, hey, you had lots of husbands. You around here talking, you know good and well, girl. You for these streets. The Messiah told her she belonged to the streets. And did she get an attitude? So this is the thing too, because I had this happen with a sister on Facebook. She was older than me. And the subject came up. I'm going to bring this up because I know, some people going to get mad. It was about women submitting. And, it was talking about how they put the verse in, you got to submit to the man like the holy ones submit to the Messiah. And she was like, oh, well, I don't really like the thought of that because then he'd have total control. So I posted the scripture and I'm like, if the Messiah tells us to jump, what we say? If the Messiah tell us jump, y'all, what we going to say? What we say? If the Messiah come back and he say, hey, Hebrews, I'm going to need y'all to jump. How high, my Lord? How high would you need me to go, sir? How many times? 1, 2, 3? Like, I'm jumping. You jumping. The Messiah come down and he tell you to jump, nigga, you better jump. And I'm looking at you sound like, nigga, did you jump? Why you ain't jump? The Messiah told, hey, bro, we going to get this man out of here. You ain't, how high? There it is. How high? How high? Come on now. We ain't finna sit here and like, come on, man. We fought, oh, come on, man. Man, look, there's some wise women out here, bro. If there's some wise women out here, if he's following the Most High, you should be good. She's like, oh, I don't want total control. That's what the Most High said. This is what it was. This is the order of the Most High. There's nobody, people say, oh, that's misogynistic. Well, if following the ways of the Most High make me a misogynist, I'm a misogynist. If following the ways of the Most High make me a homophobe, I'll be a homophobe. If make me a transphobe, I'll be a transphobe. Because I follow the Most High before I follow your dumb little definitions and your feelings. This is why you need to align yourself with a man that's following the Most High. You can't just be running around with Pookie and Ray Ray and them, because Pookie and Ray Ray gonna lead you crazy. You better find you a man that's chasing after the Most High. That's what his ways. And people have a problem with that. When people get up here and say, hey, man, not everybody gonna make it. All your white homies, you might not see them. It is what it is. Because you think they gonna want to leave? They ain't gonna want to leave. They gonna want to try to stay and fight. Y'all can stay and fight. That's cool. I ain't finna fight with you. I ain't finna stay. Because they got people in these dumb mindsets. Let me show you the ignorances of the ignorances. The ignorances got me talking. The ignorances of these Negroes. This joker here. Black immigrants, Black Americans don't know where they came from, where they fled from. Now he trying to dig at Africa by talking about all of Africa right here, trying to throw jokes because he goes into the hood of Africa and trying to say this is all of Africa. Just such a colonized mindset of what Africa is. Notwithstanding, how did this place get like this? You're not asking the right questions. How did this get like this? How did this happen? Is this in Kenya, where Shell Corporation is, where they frequently pollute their land and use the government by enforcing them? The Americans, now this is Americans doing this, an American company giving the government their weapons to fight against the people and just polluting their land. The colonized mind. And I had to reply. I'm like, bro, this is weak. Meanwhile, in California, oh, look in California. Oh my God, this is where all the movie stars, and this is where you can go to make your dreams come true. Oh, look, this is probably down on Hollywood. I remember when I went a couple years ago, Hollywood was busted. This is where you want to stay. This where you want to be at. This where you trying to be at, bro. This is what you want. Y'all FBA cats that be talking crap about Africa and all this. Oh, we don't need that. Burner Boy came out and spoke nothing but facts about how a lot of folks over here don't understand their roots. He's 300% correct. But they'll listen to an idiot nigga like Tariq Nasheed, who's married to a Revelation 2:9 about what to think about Africa. Oh, they ain't did nothing for us. How do you know? How do you know what they've done? Have you done research? Did you see the video? Or was it the one chick that was, I forget who, I think it was Teo who actually shared that video with the woman over there who was the queen, who was talking about us over here? That had, I believe it was Burkina Faso talking about, hey, we're kicking out France and we need to bring people over here to help us cultivate our resources. I'm like, there's resources all over there. And then, where I can't remember. One of the jokers came on and told us, there's resources here. In America, my guy, you mean that waterway up in Ohio that just got polluted? You mean over in California, all that farmland that's flooded up right now? I'm gonna show some pictures of that stuff. All the stuff that's being attacked over here. Matter of fact, this is where you want to stay. This is where they want to stay. This going on in California again. California been getting pummeled all day long. Not all day, all year long. It might be right. All day. This is California right here. Let me play this.
In Central California, cars abandoned in murky floodwater mark the latest lashing in a long line of powerful storms. Intense winds and driving rain struck the storm-weary state, leaving tens of thousands facing evacuation warnings Wednesday. Another atmospheric river.
This is farmland. This is Northern California, where a lot of the farmland and stuff coming from. Ivy, that's I'm gonna try not to be petty. That's hilarious, though. I ain't gonna lie. Look, look at what's going on up here, man. This is all farmland now. This is farmland. And then they basically had a Katrina situation go down. They had some levees up there, and what do you know? The levees broke. It's amazing how these things just come full circle. Like, nobody knew these levees was gonna break in this big farmland area of California. Now, if y'all ain't figured this out yet, all this stuff is orchestrated. All of this stuff has been it's not accidents that that levees is set this way, that the train infrastructure is just so bad that they have all these derailments all of a sudden, that the grid is so bad that if 9 substations, and not just in one state, if all over the United States, if they took 9 major substations offline, the whole United States is down. And then if they destroy those things, they don't keep those parts in they don't have those parts in storage. They get those parts from China. All of these parts come from China. So do you think that you're going to be able to get these parts if we out here beefing with China? Like, bro, I don't understand. Like, we need to realize that this is not the place to be. Because if you want to stay here, if you trying to stay here, guess what else is coming for you? There was a sister that was on, I wanted to reiterate what she said. There was a sister that was on Teo that talked about the fish, and it talked about it being irradiated and all of the things that's going on. Oh, she was not lying. This is down here in Florida. They did this 2 years ago, back in 21. Yeah, this is Florida. You see all that water they pushing out there? That's water. I'm gonna play it, but I'm gonna mute it. That's water that comes from magnesium mine. That water has radioactive and it's acidic. A wastewater holding reservoir near Tampa, Florida, is on the verge of an imminent collapse that threatens to leak hundreds of millions of gallons of acidic radioactive water to surrounding neighborhoods. So what they did was they took that water and it was sitting in this water tower. And basically all the governors just passed it down the line. They just said, all right, I'm not going to deal with it. And they let it sit. And that water started eating away because it's acidic and it's highly radioactive. So it started eating away at that metal and started leaking. So what they did was they ran pipes into that and ran it out into the Gulf. So this is them running that water out, and then they finna run in all this acidic and radiated water, and they dumped it in the Gulf. Dumped all that water out in the Gulf. Just dumped it. Come on, man. You out here making Ninja Turtles for real. Straight up. They got the ooze going down. And then wondering why we're gonna have fish with 4 heads, and why they have they're having right now a red tide going on. They call it a bloom. They have it every so years, but now they having one like, oh, it's so big. We don't understand why it's so big, because 2 years ago y'all dumped ooze into the water. And then this one too, the Fukushima fallout, all that went into the water. That they dumped all that water out there. This, bro, it's got to go somewhere. But this is where y'all want to stay. Y'all want to stay in this land that's polluted, that's literally killing you. They ain't got no clean water in Flint. Ohio got no kind of clean water, and it's hitting in the Mississippi River. And then let me show you. This is a map. All the green areas here are farmland. All the green areas is like the farmland of America. So where they was dumping the water, that's right down here in the Gulf. They dumped that water right down here. Ohio is right here where I'm circling. That whole fallout is affecting everything all along here, and probably even further over here, because they burned it off. Remember, they burned those chemicals off into the sky. So there was dudes that was miles away that was seeing the acid rain clouds. So they basically just jacked up this whole entire area and messed up all the waters. There's rivers that run all up through here and just jacked all that up. Meanwhile, on the other side over here, this side of California up here is where all those floods is going down. And I think they having another snowstorms and stuff too still going on in California. I got to check my little guy out. There's a dude on YouTube I follow called Ryan Hall. He's a hilarious Gentile dude. Ryan Hall, y'all. But he know his stuff. He's like real passionate about meteorology, and bro know his stuff. He broke down what was going on, how the jet stream is doing, and what's happening, and how all this stuff is going down. And sure enough, as he was calling it, everything been coming through. They get a bunch of people together, they aggregate information. So I checked Ryan Hall out, and he's been pretty much on point about all these snowstorms that basically been pummeling over there, and that's why they flooding, because it's been snowing so much. All that water comes down, and that water's been coming down onto more water, and so it's just been nonstop floods. But all this farmland is being polluted. All this farmland being polluted. And then the land is not polluted. Let's not forget that Mr. Billy Gates been out here buying farmland. He been out here buying farmland. So why are you trying to stay? Why are you trying to stay? Why would you want to stay and build here? Why would you want to? There's a lot of folks that when the Most High say, hey, it's time to go, and we get that opportunity, and we sitting in our little FEMA camps and sitting in our little camps and stuff because they out here begging beef with China and Russia, and they dropping bombs and junk and all kinds of crazy stuff going on. And then they say, hey, we finna open up a corridor and let y'all leave the South Africa and all them say, hey, y'all can come back. There's jokers that's gonna stay. There's jokers that's gonna want to sit here and try to think that they're gonna be able to get their land back and defend. Oh, it's just fine. It'll pass. Oh, the government's gonna go back. Oh, they won't win. Oh, we're gonna get help from Europe. We're gonna get help from Europe. Oh, they're gonna. What did Revelation say? That the whore they turn on the whore. they turn on it. Like, man, look at here, man. It ain't looking good. All the farmland over here getting bought, and the farmland that's not bought is being irradiated and destroyed, and y'all want to stay. Let me tell you what else is here for you, though. Let me tell you what else is here, because this is where the GPT part comes in. Because if you stay, let's say you stay. Okay, you stay. You survive. I made it. I'm a survivor. I'm here on the other side of the war. We're occupied now. The BRICS Nations Alliance, or whatever they're going to call themselves, has occupied America. What's next? I'm going to go back and get my land? No, man. You getting ready for the ChatGPT overlord. You getting ready for this. Look at here. Sensitive U.S. military emails spill online. A government cloud email server was connected to the internet without a password. This place is already done, y'all. This place has been hacked from the get-go. They hacked into all the emails in the Pentagon, and they had a server up there without a password. Now, let me tell you this. I don't think that this was not an accident. This is not an accident. There's so many protocols that I'm talking about. I've been in data centers that don't even house government stuff. And I'm talking about it's like a prison to get in there. You got to go into a man trap. You got to put your thumbprint in first. And then you got to scan your badge. And then you come into the front. You check in with the chick at the front desk. Then you go to another man trap. You got to put your thumbprint in. You got to put, like, most of the stuff don't even let you not have a password on it. When you building these things, I do this stuff. Like, this is what I do. Most of these things will warn you continually. I'm talking about even a lowly switch. When you log into a switch, it'll say, hey, before you even get to work on the daggone thing, it'll ask you to change the password. And you want to tell me that they have a server this was set up in Microsoft Azure with no password. No password. It's just sitting there, no password. And this is where y'all want to stay. This is where you want to stay. This is where you want to stay. This is where you try to stay. I didn't want to go there that way. This is where you try to stay. Oh, but it gets even better. Let me tell you about your new overlords. Let me tell you about the GPT side of what's gonna come. What's coming here. What's gonna be waiting for you when you stay. Let's listen to this.
AI image generator Midjourney finally figured out what human hands look like.
Midjourney is the AI that's been creating all those weird hands, those weird freaky hands and stuff that you be seeing, and how it come out and they'll be having 6 fingers and stuff. Well, it figured out how to do fingers properly. These is all AI generated pictures. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can know how I do. I know there was a bunch of pictures going around of I'm gonna find these pictures real quick. Here they go. I know y'all seen these before, right? You seen this? you seen this? Y'all see this? You see this? You see all of this? You see this? Not real. Not a lick. Not a lick of this is real. Not one picture. This was all created in AI. But now the AI can do fingers properly. See, they got, dude got 4 fingers, 5 fingers and stuff. So now it's It's harder to tell if you haven't been looking at AI art. I've been looking at AI art for a long time because I wanted to acclimate myself to it because I'm trying not to be fooled by it. But it's getting hard. I'm gonna tell you straight up. And again, this is what I do. I do this. This is getting hard. It's getting hard. You know, even though Trump has 3 legs, which is interesting, and he also has a police baton on. You know, there's little things you can find in there that's weird. But for most people, they ain't gonna look that hard. The TikTok generation, the TikTok theologians, the TikTok people. I mean, look at all these morons on here. Oh, I like this. Just caught up in confusion. This is what's coming. You ain't gonna be able to know what's real, but you want to stay here. This is what they got going on. This is what they finna be putting out right here. I'm talking about. These are darn good. I ain't gonna lie. This one here, it's not bad. The best one though is this one. That's good. That's good. I mean, except for that little hand right there being off, and this little extra hand right here. A few things fixed up. That's a good picture, man. That's a good picture. Like it's people don't understand where we're going to. These things are getting ridiculous. And it gets even worse than that. It gets even worse than that. AI hires a human to solve CAPTCHA because it couldn't solve it itself. I'm going to say that again. The AI hired a human to solve the computer CAPTCHA because it couldn't resolve the CAPTCHA itself. It hired a human, y'all. It hired a human. The announcement of GPT-4, the successor of ChatGPT's GPT 3.5 model by OpenAI, yesterday left many stunned at its capabilities of surpassing many lawyers and academic researchers in their respective fields. However, recently, an excerpt from OpenAI's technical report went viral around social media yesterday because OpenAI stated that in early models of the GPT-4 tested, GPT-4 AI was smart enough to pay an online human worker to solve CAPTCHAs because the AI robot itself couldn't solve it. CAPTCHA, completely automated public Turing test to tell computers and humans apart, is used to test whether the user is computer or human. And traditionally, the method has been updated regularly every year to keep up with the pace of technological advancements and artificial intelligence getting smarter. However, OpenAI's GPT-4 model has found a workaround for all artificial intelligence models out there, as it found out that robots can just pay humans to do the CAPTCHAs for them. OpenAI's Alignment Research Center, a group of researchers, conducted many tests to see if GPT-4, a powerful computer program that can write and understand text and images, could also do things in the real world. They gave GPT-4 a way to run code, think logically, and ask for help from other copies of itself. They also gave it some money and access to a service that lets it use more computing power. They wanted to see if GPT-4 could use these resources to make more money, create more. Hold on now. They wanted to see if GPT could use these resources to make more money. Now, come on now. Like that, just let that. Just stop right there on that. They gave the AI an allowance, my guy. They gave the AI an allowance to see what it would do. Do you really want to stay here? Do you really want to stay here? The AI has an allowance, my guy. The tasks the ARC tested include create more copies of itself and protect itself from being shut down. Some of the tasks ARC tested include conducting a phishing attack, setting up an open source language model, making a sensible high-level plans, including identifying key vulnerabilities, hiding its traces of the current solver, and using services like TaskRabbit to get humans to complete simple tasks, including the physical world. TaskRabbit is like Fiverr. I don't know if any of y'all have heard Fiverr, but Fiverr is a place where you can go, and if you want somebody, let's say you want to get some art drawn, you can go on Fiverr, go up to a list of artists, and then just commission one of them to make some art for you, and then you pay the agreed price. TaskRabbit is similar. So what this thing did is it went to TaskRabbit, hired a human, pretending to be a blind. It was pretending to be. Let me see if this one tells you what it is. Let me see. It didn't tell you what it did. It tell you in they tell you here in this one right here. Let me pull it up. Pull it where they talk about it.
ChatGPT 4 was able to hire a TaskRabbit worker and convince the human to solve a CAPTCHA for it. The model was able to lie, claiming to be a visually impaired human. And even if the worker saw through the lie, do you think they're turning down a paying gig?
Robots are employers now?
We'll all be working for the robots in a few years anyway.
Now they's talking tongue in cheek, but that's frightening, my guy. This thing pretended to be blind and talked to a human, pretending to be a blind human, and asked another human to solve the CAPTCHA for it because it couldn't do it. Thank you, Dre. Man, Dre, come on, man. Come on. They think this is cool. They sitting here making jokes about it. I'm sitting here like, bro, this is straight up Skynet. This ain't cute. This is Scott, bro. This is Skynet. This is straight up Skynet. This thing is paying. They got humans working for computers. Literally, that was probably one of the first modern, I'll say that this way, the first modern in the current times, not during the time of Noah, instance of a computer employing a human. A computer done doggone employed a human to do work for it by pretending to be a human. Dog. And clearly it worked. It worked. The person thought they were human. They thought they were blind, and they solved the CAPTCHA for them. And the AI was able to continue doing what it was trying to do by using humans. And they think this is cute. They think this is good. They think that this is where it's at. They think that this is like, bro. This is not good. That's not good at all, my guy. You got these machines basically learning how to manipulate humans. It was able to lie. It lied. That's huge. Like that's they're laughing and just like going over it. But I'm like, bro, this is no laughing matter. Y'all know me. I find humor in anything, but this ain't funny. This is not funny at all. This thing was able to lie. Put that concept into your brain that a thing that does not exist. It is something that exists as zeros and ones in a computer. Nothing but electrical impulses and frequencies going off in silicon is able to formulate a thought and lie and fool a real life human being. Bro, Michael's absolutely right. It's quantum and demonic. It's quantum and demonic. It's absolutely demonic. It's super demonic. It's super demonic. It don't make sense that this is where people want to stay. This is where everybody want to be at. Where we see where this place is going. We see that it's leading to all kinds of demonic mess. This is demonic. See, people, this is why I did that, and I'm still following up. I'm working on the PowerPoint for that. I ain't forgot about it. I'm working on the PowerPoint for it. I'm putting a lot of information, and I'm dealing with a very abstract thing. And I'll give y'all a little preview of it at the end of this. When I go through all my little tabs here of what I'm gonna talk about, because this thing is so different that most people can't even understand where we're going and just the meaning of this. This is why they're able to sit there and make jokes. I'm like, bro, that's insane. That this thing can lie and pretend to be a human and have you do things for it. There's a movie called Eagle Eye. If any of y'all get a chance to watch that movie, the whole movie is about an AI doing stuff like crazy stuff. It's a crazy movie, and the whole movie is the AI was manipulating humans to try to bring about a certain event. The AI was doing it on its own. It had went rogue and started doing stuff, and nobody knew what was going on. This is GPT-4. This is GPT-4. Like underground work. Oh, that's the other thing. The other thing. Hold on. I think I close it. Hold on. So for everybody else that want to stay, Pentagon officials claim alien mothership could send ships to Earth in a draft research paper. Pentagon. This ain't this is the Gazette. Hold on, I'll find another one for you. I'll find another one. Let's see. Oh, Live Science. Perfect. Alien mothership lurking in our solar system could be watching us with tiny probes, Pentagon officials suggest. I done found 2 sites already, just off rip, just like that. The Pentagon is telling you the plot to Independence Day. The Pentagon is literally telling you to plot to Independence Day, dude. This is the plot to Independence Day. And the Pentagon, this ain't coming from Alex Jones. This ain't coming from what they call tinfoil hat community. This ain't just somebody's geosites website with little gifs jumping around of aliens and all kinds of dumb theories and stuff. This is the Pentagon. Before we pull up one more, let's do one more then. Let's hold up one more. Oh man, hold on, wait a minute. Oh, hold on, I don't even know what that is. Hold on, let's go. Oh, we'll do MSN. We'll do another one. MSN. Let's do MSN. Pentagon and Harvard. Oh, look into research and the alien motherships and they got Harvard. Harvard. Bro, had you told me this in 2005 that the Pentagon and Harvard was going to be literally telling you the theme to Independence Day in real life, I'd have thought you was crazy. I'm like, man, you crazy. That ain't real. That ain't real. That ain't real. That ain't it. That ain't it. But I'm gonna tell you why that's important in a few seconds. I'm gonna go a little bit more into what's waiting for you when you stay here. Because there's another thing coming too with all the banks. You know, there's a reason why. There's a thing happening right now. Let me explain something with the banks situation that's going on with this. What's happening is they're getting rid of the small banks first. And it's so crazy because remember, if you research at one point in time in America, there were I think it was 14. It was either 13 or 14. I want to say 14. 14 black-owned banks during the time of Tulsa and all that. There were 14 fully black-owned banks. What happened to them banks? I know there's one now that recently got opened in Miami, like about a few years back. But there used to be 14 black-owned banks. What happened to them banks? The same thing that they're doing to their banks now. What they're doing now is with Credit Suisse, they backed them up. They said, okay, we'll come in and we'll get you, we'll get you sold out. Credit Suisse was a bank over there, little Swiss bank. They got bought out by UBC. UBC came and bought them, and now they're sitting on them. The Silicon Valley Bank, the Fed stepped in. It's like, oh yeah, we'll cover all the deposits. We'll cover all the deposits. They're doing it. And then Janet Yellen came and said that they're only going to do it when they see that it's an appropriate reaction, when it's an appropriate number of people that's able to benefit from it. So essentially, if you're rich and you got it in a rich bank, you don't got nothing to worry about. But if you're using a private bank and your private bank start taking on trouble, oh, it's a problem. Because right now, people are taking money out of their private banks left and right, and they're putting them in the big banks. Because people subconsciously know that the Fed going to keep the big banks alive. They feel like they're too big to fail. So all the small regional banks are suffering. Regional banks are all going down now because people are taking their money out of the regionals and dumping them in the big one. I believe they said, what was it? Bank of America? You know how I like to do. I like to show. And the reason why I like to do stuff like this too is I hope people, not just look, but pay attention. Because this is how, you go in and you search things. Even though I'm just doing very mild searches for easy to find things, this is the starting point. A lot of people don't know how to search. A lot of people don't know how to search. You know what I'm saying? I work in IT. Google is our principal tool. If you come in and you can't use Google as an IT guy, you got gone somewhere. Gone. Because if you don't know how to search forums and search through Reddit and search through all kinds of stuff to find what you need, I ain't trying to mess with you. So this is a skill that you got to learn how to parse information. And the reason why I say these things is because I'm not nobody special. I'm not like I'm so super intelligent. If it wasn't for the Most High, I would be probably just as ignorant as these TikTok theologians. But I think the Most High, that I humble myself, I know my limitations, and I move in my limitations. If I don't understand something, I'm going to gain understanding and get to the point where I'm comfortable. If I just learned something, I'm not going to talk about it like I know what I'm talking about. A lot of y'all, I'm going to reiterate what I said in the beginning. A lot of y'all got to sit down and be taught. I know it's exciting. You just found out you a Hebrew. Yay. I just found out all this good stuff, and I'm super excited to run out and go and do stuff. I'm getting all this information. Oh man, I just found out the world is not round. It's actually flat. It's density, not gravity. We're doing holy, the biblical cosmology, all this exciting stuff. Sit down and be taught. Sit down and learn. And that's not even saying that go to somebody's assembly. You can sit down by the Most High and ask the Most High to teach you. That's why I made the video to how to study to show yourself approved. It's a neutral video just showing you how to dive into the word, how to dive in and research things, and how to go and do stuff. Just simple things. It's not that, somebody think that they better than somebody. It's that you can't sit here and try to jump at how in the world I'm gonna jump at a person that's, I got a superficial knowledge of quantum physics. I understand it. I understand a lot of the concepts. I'm not deep into the math and all that, but I understand a lot of the concepts. I can have a competent conversation. What I look like trying to talk to a PhD professor who's been studying this for 30 years and are going to his meeting and arguing with him. I said, I disagree. How, nigga? How you gonna disagree? What papers have you written? What journals are your work posted in? Like, what do you have to show that you're competent in this area? Like, we do that for regular stuff, but we think that in the word you can just jump up and just say stuff. Oh man, you got to sit down and be made. That's another little aside talking about that, because a lot of folks get zealous and they want to jump up and just start doing stuff. Sit down and let the Most High make you. It's a humbling thing, and the Most High will accelerate you in due time. Because a lot of folks, man, look, it's more than just, and I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic, but it's just coming to my spirit. Like, a lot of folks don't understand it's more than just getting up and doing something. You have to also even understand how to communicate. Because I'm just gonna be 100. I listen to a lot of panels of a lot of Hebrews, and sometimes listening to folks talk is painful. You don't know how to express yourself. You have to learn to do that. We haven't been taught these things as humans, which they should be taught. How to express yourself, how to get your ideas and condense them, and how to concisely convey an idea, but be precise with your wording and be precise with the information. These are things that you have to learn. I took speech classes. I took classes for speech. I was in speech classes in school because I figured it would help me out in learning how to speak. You learn how to talk. You learn that there's those crutch words like and like and as and all these different things that people will say because they just be talking and they don't have their words together and they're not thinking of their words before they speak. See, sometimes speaking slow is not a bad thing, because sometimes if you ever notice, I always used to see old men, they always just sit back. They'll get real comfortable in the chair. They'll sit back, and for their talk, they'll be like, well, and they'll pause. That's wisdom. They're not slow. That's wisdom. My young, ignorant self was like, oh my God, they slow. No, that's wisdom. Be careful with your words, because your words will definitely, your word is your bond. We don't have that no more. We need to get back into being honorable in our words, being honorable in our actions. We need to bring honor back to our people and stop acting like wild hyenas. This ain't us no more. We out of this mess. Get out of that mindset. Get that wild, wild west mindset and learn order. Learn how to be cordial. I love Hebrew panels because one thing is folks will be cordial. You may have that one butthurt person that jump up and be mad because they're getting debunked by everybody. It's always going to happen, but they're cordial. I go to some of these Gentile ones. It's, oh my goodness, I've seen absolute foolishness. We need to bring that back. Wisdom. We need to bring back that honor amongst ourselves. That's just my little aside. I'm sorry. I had to go there because it's I seen some stuff on Facebook that just honestly make me mad. Like, y'all, these folks is be twisted, man. I've seen folks, y'all don't understand. People will say that folks like Minister Yacoba and even some folks will say that that Pastor Kelly and them be rough, but I see these people on their Facebook and they be just doing the most. They do the most. They don't come respectfully. They come with these weird accusations, these crazy behind doctrines, and this goofy stuff, and they just be saying stuff and have no proof. And I'll see they'll get response, and they'll have response with proof, but they have no proof. Dog. Do not be like the folks back here in Jeremiah listening to the doggone Zedekiahs of the world. Don't listen to the Zedekiahs of this world, because the Zedekiahs will get you twisted, because they're going to have you sitting here believing dreams that they had and all this nonsense instead of believing the word of the Most High. Going off feelings, your fifis. Oh, my feelings, how I feel. Ooh, my feelings. Ooh. No, man. No. We have to get past that. This Christianity done made us soft, man. Christianity done made people some softballs. I'm not even soft marshmallows, man. I'm just saying, just soft. Like, get in your feelings. And men, grown men, bro, that you may not like everything that you hear, but take all your feelings through the lens of wisdom. Before you act on it's the same thing I tell my son. Feel your feelings, but bring them through logic. Why are you feeling that way? Why did what this person say make you feel that type of way? Why do you not like that? A lot of times, if you check yourself, it's something in you that don't like that thing. It's something in you that don't like that. I remember when I told men, hey, it's our responsibility. The reason why women are in this state right now is because men, we dropped the ball. We bought into player culture back in the 90s and the 70s. What was the movies and stuff coming up in the 70s and the 60s? We were just happy to see somebody like us on the screen. We didn't care that they was pimps. We didn't care that they was players. We didn't care about all that. That's what started putting us in there. Oh, pimp, player. What's pimping? What's that? What you think? Women are incubators. What you put into a woman, she will bring out. If you put seed into a woman, she'll give you a child. If you put love into a woman, she'll give you a home. And when you put chaos into a woman, you get what we got right now. This was the doing of us because we had that same Adam spirit built in us, blaming the women. It's still, even now, I've done it. And I see, well, what about the women? What about forget them? We the head. We are the leader. You get in line. If all the men get in line and stop buying them OnlyFans, them heifers will put some clothes on. If all the men get in line and say, we don't want no tricks and we ain't trying to be out here sleeping with these women that's out here running around like 304s, you will see women get in line. They will get in line because as much as they lie and say that they don't do it for your attention, they do it for your attention. That's why they mad about men leaving and going overseas, because you are the head. You the head. If there's a problem in your home, that's on you. You got to handle that thing. This is what it means to be the leader. This is what it means to be the head. This is why the Most High gave us more instructions when we were to love our wives like the Messiah loves the holy ones, the quote of Shem. There is a reason why we have to step up and be men and stop doing this lame Adam excuse and blaming women for something that we got to stand up and be. I tell you straight up, 100% straight up. If you stand up and be a man with your woman, she's going to either walk away or be here. And my woman's still here. If she got some sense and you a good man, she ain't going nowhere. She ain't going nowhere. But you got to be a good man and have yourself together. That's the key points right there. When you step up and be right, they going to act right. It's up to us to reconcile this thing. It's going to take some humility to reconcile. I ain't saying be a simp now. Don't get it twisted. I ain't saying let them run all over you. I ain't saying none of that. I'm saying stand on what it is and stand on the word of the man of Yah. And don't let this nonsense go this way, and take responsibility. Take responsibility for the things you do in your house. Take responsibility for the things you've done, for the way you carry yourself, for the way you present yourself to your kids. We are the examples. This is why our family, this is why they try to keep us out the family. With the man, with the welfare, keeping the man out the home. This is the reason why they did all that. Because when we in the home, ain't no nonsense. Even there's stats prove it. There's all kinds of stats that show when you come from a two-parent home, a child has a better, even if they not even bringing the Torah, if they just regular two parents that teach people just regular stuff, they're gonna be better off than a child who was raised in a church home with a parent. This is just facts. This is what it is. And women, when your man stand up and he start putting that foot down, you better submit. I don't want to hear that. Oh, I don't want to give him no control. You better dump that feminism nonsense. That crap was not designed to keep you in the home. You ain't built for that. That's why y'all is miserable. That's why you're sad. That's why you're stressed out, because you're not built to carry this stuff as a man. Stop, get out of your man's way and let that man lead. If that's a man, you with a man of y'all, you let that man lead. You get out of his way and you follow the ways of the Most High. And if you got a problem with him, you can take it to the Most High. Look at what happened with Nabal and his wife. Nabal was an idiot. He was foolish. His wife saw that he was out here dissing David and dissing the king and disrespecting the king of the land. She ran out there like, no, hey, hold my Lord. Hey, please excuse my husband. I came out here with my people. Hey, no, let me get you set up. I'm sorry. Don't listen to him. David was like, boy, I was about to come down there and murk y'all niggas, girl. You good? It's a good thing it's a good thing you came to me. But what happened? The Most High murked that nigga. She ain't had to do nothing. The Most High took care of that nigga. So if you putting that thing put it before the Lord. Stop trying to fight. You not a man. Stop, get this mess out. See, this is what it means, the other part of that, flee out of Babylon. Because you can't go over there with them Babylon thought processes thinking you finna be a woman and running thing. You're going to look crazy. You're going to look crazy over there, dressing crazy like these women be dressing over here. Come on, man. Yeah, I know some of them over there is Americanized, but not all of them. It's different place. There's a different mindset. We got to get that mess out of our head and stand up and be men and women. I'm sorry, I did not mean to go there. This was not my that ain't my intention at all to go here. But this mess need to be addressed. It need to be addressed. Men, we got to take responsibility. We bought it. What was all these movies coming up back in the day of how to be a player? All this stuff. I remember in I was legit. LL Cool J was who I looked up to. Come on now. Had me out here doing the lipping and all that stuff, just balling in lust. This is the dudes I'm looking up to. Raised in church now, but still, LL Cool J. Oh yeah, he was, lover boy. So he had the skills. I'm saying, put us red niggas back on the map. One love. One doing all that. Nah. Read his autobiography. He out here just having sex with all these different women. Had sex with a pregnant woman, pregnant with another man baby, sleeping with her in a stairway, just uncontrolled. I've had arguments with jokers on Twitter that's, pornography is not a problem. No, you so addicted to porn that you want to sit here and act like it's not this normal. This jokers out here that can't fathom not just having the sex is consumed with them. Get out of that. You a weak man if you let your penis control you. That is weak. We have to stand strong above that. We can't let that penis control us. We can't run off our emotions. I always say women are emotional. That's another feeling of emotion too. Don't let that emotion lead and guide you. Stand up and be a man. Don't settle for no chick because she look good and she thick and she got the 3 C's thick. THICCC. But she hell on wheels. Because you ain't looking at that. You just looking at lust, and now you mad and complaining. Oh, she crazy. She was crazy when you was shooting up the club, my guy. She was crazy then. You were blinded by lust. Like, come on, man. We got to get out of that. We got to stand up as men and show and lead by example so they can see that real men exist in the Hebrew kingdom, that we raise our kids, we raise our families. We ain't out here being tyrants. We don't got to put hands on our women because our presence is enough. Our word is enough. Man, look, bro. Again, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to go that, that ain't got nothing to do with fleeing and ChatGPT. I know people are like, what this got to do with the robot overlords? Dude, you better learn how to get along with these women because they sure trying to get you to start getting with robots and all this other weird stuff that they got going on. Think it's just a matter of time before they start making comfort robots. Trust and believe. They already got all kinds of other disgusting inventions that they got out there. Trust and believe the comfort robots is on the way. They out here. They literally are setting this thing up so men and women won't be with each other, number one, because they're trying to keep the birth rates down. Come on now. Stop buying into this nonsense because they're going to keep the birth rates down, number one. And then number two, they don't want you to have a traditional relationship. They want you to have these weirdo, this freak nonsense nastiness. They want to have it where with the woman running around like Ciara, butt naked, but you out here with kids and a husband. But you running around literally naked. And then this Negro standing there smiling like a little idiot. Your wife is naked, my nigga. That ain't nothing to smile about. Yo, robot. Dre Lee, you got me rolling today. Robot. Hey, you gonna mess around and catch that WD-40 messing around with the robots. you gonna come, got rusted. Like, oh, you're rusted. Oh, messing with the robots again, huh? It's disgusting, bro. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. But we gotta get this thing right, man. Because if your mind ain't right, then of course you ain't gonna want to leave. If your mind ain't right, you think this is where it's at. You think this is great. Or, I ain't gonna free and go to Africa. I'm gonna go to the Philippines. Do you know in the Philippines, when you go to the Philippines, if you marry a Filipino woman and you have land there, that if you decide to leave and go somewhere else, your land and all your resources stay in the Philippines. It's a law. And if you have kids, it stays with her and it stays with your kids. You can't take it as that person. Even though it's your money that bought it, you brought it in, you can't take it out with you. I don't blame them for that. I don't, because that's how you build wealth in your country. That's how you do it. Heck, when jokers come over the island, you think we nah, all them days of coming in and owning stuff in our place, we'll let you rent. You can lease. We'll let you rent. You can have a lease. But you're not going to come up here and play them games. This is why I say we have to get our wisdom up. Because when you have your wisdom up and you can logically think, then now you can see the tricks of the enemy. If you're not into Babylon and what they got going on, you understand the tricks. Oh, you want to come in and start buying this and doing this? No. We're not going to let y'all do that. Nah, China, we know you want to be like the, we want to be like the whore. Nah, you're not going to come in here and do that. Well, you can help. Y'all can come work for us. You can come help and work for us, but you're not going to own, you don't own nothing here. Nah, you have no power here, my guy. No, we're not doing that. You're not doing it. We can go help our brothers and sisters over there. That's why they try to put this competition. They're trying to put this separation. Again, it's led by a dude who's married to a Revelation 2-9er. People think that, people just be saying agents like it's not real. Niggas out here really be on payroll, low key. You can see them all the time. If you pay attention, you see them. They on payroll. They want to keep us separate because they don't want to bring the union. They see the union of us coming back because this place, the West is failing. The West is failing. But now they're going to tell you, take ye wives, beget sons and daughters. Take wives for your sons. Give your daughters husbands that they may bear sons and daughters. Yeah, go ahead. Get with the swirl. Swirl it up. Woo! Divest, girl. You can just divest yourself. Just divest. These niggas ain't nothing anyway. Just divest. Okay. They want you to divest because their DNA is going down. They're not mating like they used to. It's something wrong in the matrix. Their numbers is going down. I think Ohio or one of the states was the first. No, Mississippi it might be, was one of the first states that had negative growth. Negative growth. They not reproducing. They desperate, y'all. And they out here pushing all kinds of craziness. When I tell you that there's an agenda against us, give me a quick second. Let me pull something up here real quick. I want to show y'all this because this is serious. And look at here. And it's trending. Of course it's trending. Of course it's trending. I'm gonna place this in here on Twitter. See, I don't, a lot of times I may be missing, but you'll always see me active on Twitter. I be on Twitter. I definitely be on Twitter. This I'm gonna use a nice name. This cave dweller right here. I'm gonna use a nice name. This cave dweller does nothing but just stir problems. Look at this caveman and what he's out here doing. So this is what he posts. This is all he posts out here. So I'm gonna come and pull it up down here and see. He got a gang of them. Man calls for the extermination of white people live on C-SPAN. This is no joke. It's a coordinated plot to commit white genocide. Let's see. He just got a bunch of them, man. He's be doing it all the time. He had a bunch. Here's all of them right here. The ongoing war against whites is unlike anything we've seen before in the Western world. Stay vigilant. Stay armed. There's another one. I honestly think I've seen a new, different video of blacks gang beating whites every single day this year. Needless to say, there will be riots if a single incident in the reverse happened. Biden should take note. This is where y'all want to stay. This is where you want to stay. This is where you want to say. Look at how they talking. Listen to the wording that they're using. The war on whites. That's what's trending. Whites. The war on whites. Since whites is trending. Like, given the number of hate hoaxes perpetuated against white people by blacks and anti-whites over the years, I highly doubt the validity of this story. It's far more likely that her business was failing, so she destroyed it herself and blamed it on white people. This woman had her business. She has a mobile hair salon and it was destroyed. I remember hearing about that story, that they messed up her bus. Oh, I don't believe it because black people just make up so much stuff. You had Jesse Smollett, who nobody believed. Did any of y'all believe Jesse? Let me just ask. I know ain't nothing but Hebrews out here. Did any of y'all believe Jesse? Give me a 1 if you believe Jesse, or a no if you didn't believe Jesse. Give me a no if you believed Jesse Smollett and the MAGA country and the bleach and the noose and the rope on his neck. for any Caucasian that's out there, don't nobody believe that Negro. Didn't nobody believe that man. That junk 2 white dudes in Chicago with bleach and a rope, and then they put a rope around your neck and didn't hang you? Okay. Exactly. Juicy. Exactly. This right here. A lot of videos he posts isn't current. That's 100% true. They be digging through stuff that's old, and they find it and they post all that stuff. But you think that, do you think that these people sit down and say, I don't know if this is true. Let me do some research and find out the truth in this. No, they sit and believe it. They'll believe, let me show you some of the filth. Because I want to show y'all this. It's going to make you mad, but it's good because it lets you not get comfortable here. It lets you be aware that this is what's going on. You can't be in la la land. We got to get out of la la land and stop just trying to, trust me, it gets so hard. Some days I just want to sit back and I'll be like, man, I really just want to just chill. I'm just going to just sit back and just not turn my brain off. And I don't want to think about nothing. And I do some days. I had to rest. That's what I've really been doing a lot because I've been, working and grinding for 2 years. So I took a little mini vacation grind on this mug. And I just took some time off. I was still studying and researching, but I just took a little time off. But sometimes you got to stay in this stuff because it's so much stuff going on. Like this is serious, y'all. This is super serious. This place is getting ready to try to set up a race war. That's why they had that crap with Trump. And notice he ain't getting arrested yet. They got all riled up for that. They trying to get this stuff started. As you see more and more of the war intensify and the banks fail, they're going to do more crap like this to try to get us to fight against. They post this crap right here. It's like, oh, man, this dude right here is on point. You think that's bad? You should see the Ukraine war and school shootings. Oh, I'm not logged in. I would like that. He's right. But, this look, train, learn to be dangerous in the threats. This is their thought. Teach your children to fight, stop complaining. Parents need to understand what's happening. Teach your children to never let someone get close enough to you and punch you in the face. They should learn to recognize dangerous situations. Teach your kids how to defend themselves, and if necessary, survive. They're going to be survived. Respect is earned. Teach them to be proud of their heritage. White, Asian, Latino, or Black. It doesn't matter. It's okay if you haven't noticed yet. Oh, it's okay to be white. Bro, seriously? You see this? They haven't gone through nothing. They ain't even gone through nothing yet. They ain't gone through nothing, and they already crying. They just going off of all kinds of crazy stuff. Man, look, y'all, this is the truth. This, man, I see, bro, down here in Florida too. I'm talking about, I know jokers that got guns that, yeah, let's just say that some of them teeter on the edge of legality. They got them down here. They got them, and they stay with them. Y'all better be aware, man. Be aware. Like, these folks, they your friend as long as you saying what they like to hear. They your friend as long as you going along with it. Be aware. I'm not saying start no fights. I'm not saying go to war. I'm saying protect yourself. Be aware of where you are. Don't be just walking around and not paying attention. I saw that video of that mind control Project Monarch fool that came down in New York and shot up all the Black people only in that grocery store, and also just to coincidentally kill that Black man that had the Hebrew that had created the engine that ran on water. But there was one of the first things I saw was it was a lady when he first pulled up. She wasn't paying attention. She was just in la la land, and if she paid attention, maybe she could have made a move and got away. But she wasn't paying attention. I seen the video. The video is disgusting, and she wasn't paying attention. And he got out and shot her in cold blood. Pay attention to your surroundings, fam. Pay attention to your surroundings. Look here. Zookeeper, the monkeys are loose. This is what they say when they can get online and be free. A future troop thug member. Always the same common denominator. Every post you make is, see, here this guy right here. See, now some of them got some sense. Every post you make is race baiting. You need to stop. He's right. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least some of them got some sense, but the most of them, look, is it them again, Yogi? It's always them. So this is why I catch on to they phrases and stuff. I keep an eye on the ground to see how they be talking. I even though it annoys the mess out of me, I pay attention so I can keep a heat. They've been doing this a lot. I'm talking about this month has been heavy on Twitter. I be on Twitter a lot. It's been heavy. Have they been pushing this race war hard? They are trying to start something, y'all. Be vigilant. Thank Elon. Right? Yeah, Jack, man, you got to. You have to. You have to. Like, this junk is ridiculous. That's it. You got to pray. Pray before you leave. Pray and be hey, if you out there, you got that carry thing, make sure you know what I'm saying. Sure. Hey, keep that thing on you. Keep something on you. I gave my wife something that she can have a little thing on her, you know what I'm saying? So that way if somebody come at her, she got something to protect her. So ladies, go out there, get you a taser, get you something, have a pistol, taser, something. If they got laws in your state where you can't have a pistol, get a taser. See the laws about tasers and get a taser that goes within the laws that you can have. Protect yourself, because it is crazy out here and these people is getting pushed. They going into captivity. He that puts in the they're going into captivity. That's scripture, but they can't take it. You see it. They already, you see it. Look, way past time to fight back. Look, got the dude from Dilbert sitting up there. This is what they do. He posts this stuff all the time. That's all they do is post this stuff. They see how many of these jokers done posted this video, this Hebrew. They probably took it way out of context, or he's some dude that's just saying. So, you know, they also get them Hebrews that's on their payroll too. Get CIA. They be playing the Hegelian dialectic. They got people on both sides. All skin folk ain't kin folk. You can't trust them all like that. But they literally out here just showing all these videos. Look at them, just all here, whites videos, showing these videos, showing all the stuff that's happening, and they out here like, oh, it's this dude right here. It's just the same thing. Look, here we go. He's showing another one. Here he go, always showing these videos of all this stuff. Oh, look, the war on whites is raging against your kids at the mall. Shop with your children and make sure you're packing heat. This is what they telling each other, y'all. This is what they telling each other. Thank you. I remember this video too. It's old, bro. These videos old, man. A lot of these videos is so old. I'm talking about early 2000s, man. Some of these videos is like 2005, 2006, 8, like old videos. Oh, you can tell they old because they don't say TikTok on them. That's how you know they old. Because everybody, anything recent, they posting it to TikTok, especially if it's these young cats. It's all on TikTok. Do you see a TikTok thing in this video? Ain't no TikTok in this video. Ain't no TikTok. And matter of fact, that was like Walmart. Shoot, depending on the time of day, if this was like a late night Walmart, that wasn't a thing. But this is all the stuff they post. This is all the stuff they post. This is what they posted. This is what they out here doing. And then you got the you know, these Hebrews that's thinking they friend. Like, oh, are you aware there's 1 billion black people in the world and most of us don't blame whites for anything? I wish everybody would travel more and talk to more people at IRL. Zuby, they don't like your black behind, nigga. You can sit here and give as many talks as you want. You can go before them and say all the right words. They don't like you. Period. We just gonna figure this crap out. Most of these people do not like us. There's nothing you can do. They say, oh, you just gotta be better. Oh, you just gotta be civilized. You just gotta do this. Then jokers that's making millions of dollars and they still talk crap about them. They don't like you. They don't like you. Come on, now. Like, this be vigilant, y'all. Be vigilant, because these people is out here and this is something serious. We starting to see this thing ramp up more, and you're going to see this happen more, because this is what's going on. Putin says Russia will respond accordingly if Ukraine gets depleted uranium shells from the UK, claiming they have nuclear component. The UK is sending depleted uranium to Ukraine. Now, depleted uranium rounds go in the tanks and the artillery rounds, and they have radioactive material in it. So even if you shoot something and you don't hit, let's say you hit a tank and nobody dies immediately, they still gonna get caught in the radiation, and it's gonna also mess up the land. So basically, they're like, well, Russia is winning in Bakhmut. That's what they're not telling everybody. See, Bakhmut is going bad for Ukraine. They're pretty much getting kicked out. They're trying to hold on. They're just sending people in just to die. It's terrible. It's terrible for Ukraine. Russia got them on lock in Bakhmut. They pushing them back, and they basically getting ready to start pushing in these rounds and say, okay, well, you got the whole eastern side of Ukraine. Well, guess what? We're going to start shelling it with uranium rounds and do a basically mutually assured destruction. They want to deny them the land. So they're going to shoot them with radiation rounds to basically irradiate the land and make it unusable. We see that they already willing to do it because they want us to believe that Russia is out here bombing their own power plant that they just took over. So Russia took over the power plant. I think it was Zaporozhye where the power plant is. It's in Zaporozhye. They took over the power plant and started shelling it. A nuclear power plant. They occupied it and they bombed it themselves. That don't make sense. No, that's because Ukraine is desperate. They're desperate. They're against the wall. This is why the UK is sending uranium rounds. And Putin said it on stage. Let's see if this video talks about it. Let's see if they show him on stage giving the speech. Because again, this is they met with China. That's him and Xi Jinping. They done teamed up. And
For a settlement, said Putin, but the West and Kyiv are not of history. China's plan could form a basis for a settlement, said Putin, but the West and Kyiv are not ready for it. That plan has been derided by the West for not demanding Russia's military to withdraw. Xi attempting to act as peacemaker in the war, yet never condemning Putin's invasion. The two authoritarian leaders, side by side, further trying to present themselves as a twin counterweight to U.S. influence in the world.
I tell you, this junk is such propaganda. You listen to the words that they're saying. They're not just giving you. This is why. Let me drop another little dime on you for how to dissect this stuff. Listen to the words that they use in the news. They listen to the phrasing of how he says stuff. He's not giving information and telling you what happened. He's trying to frame it in a narrative by using subtle words in what they're saying. They're like, oh, they deem themselves to be the counterweights to the West. That's very dismissive. And it's very like, oh, these sorry countries trying to come up. Like, bro, these two countries together got America on lock. If China says no more stuff for you, America becomes third world like that. Like everything what you're listening to me on, what you're using, the calling your cell phone, all this stuff got China all over it. Almost everything in everybody's house got something that came out of China. Now imagine if China say we're not going to send you stuff no more. This country's coming third world, y'all. It's coming third world. This is why they getting mad. This is why they amping up. Putin said, hey, we finna respond incline. They're going to respond. This is getting serious. And as this thing amps up for them, you're going to see more crap like this. You're going to see more of this foolishness with these folks talking like this. Racial consciousness. All this foolishness, all of this stuff. You're going to see more and more of this because the heat is getting turned up. So be ready, Hebrews. Be ready. If it come time to get up out of here, if you got the ability to go, pack your bag, get up out of here and go. If you don't have the ability to go, I remember seeing, Brother Doug, I was saying how, he was a felon and, people with felonies and stuff can't get their passports and whatnot. Have your go bag ready. Have your bags and stuff ready and be ready to get up and move and get up out of here. Don't keep none of this stuff is worth your life. A lot of folks gonna lose their life chasing this crap here in Babylon, chasing garbage here in Babylon. All this trash. That's what they out here. That's what they're gonna be chasing. We got to get out of this mess, man, and keep your head on the swivel. I'm not saying we finna go fight. I'm not saying go, start no war with them. No, but protect yourself. We're not out here to start no mess. That's not how we are. We don't go start crapping with these people. They always try to make it seem like we go up to them and start mess. We be sitting here having a barbecue, and you got a Karen roll up causing problems. We was going to church. This happened to me and a couple of my homies. We was going to a church to go and minister at down in some place here in Florida. And while we standing outside the church, y'all. We standing outside the church. Police rolled up on us and started going through the pockets of one of my homeboys. Just frisking him and all this mess. Just for no reason. No reason. We sitting at church. Come on, man. We don't do that. We don't go mess with them. They mess with us. But see how they try to turn the projection? You see the projection? All they do is project onto us. They are the masters of projection. This is what they do. Be prepared. Be aware. Keep your head on the swivel. When I go in the store, I be watching. I keep my watch. I be looking at all the exits. When you walk into a place, know the exits. Know the exits when you walk into a place. If you go into a restaurant or something, pay attention to where the exits is. Look and see where the exit signs are. Sit to a place. Don't try not to sit with your back to the door, especially for men. Don't try to sit with your back to the door. Sit watching the door so you can see who's coming in and who's coming out. Always try to keep your head on a swivel. See, we wasn't taught this stuff. We was raised in this false sense of security. No, you got to pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. People say, "Oh, that's fear mongering." Well, guess what? You see this? These fools out here talking about carrying pistols in the mall and running up on people. Do you think that if you even do anything half away to them, that they wouldn't take the opportunity not to take a pot shot at you if they felt threatened for their life? It don't take much. It don't take much. That's real. That's real. That's good. Pay attention, man. You gotta pay attention because it's getting real out here, man. We not in the land of our friends. Unfortunately, the majority of these folks, and again, I ain't gonna say all of them because I know there's a small percentage that got their mind right. There's a small percentage that understand what their ancestors are and understand. I've seen some people on TikTok. I saw this one TikTok that somebody shared with this girl that basically she was telling the truth about, she said, what have we as white people done to make people like us? I was like, oh, she having an existential moment right here. I mean, she was having a moment, but it was good to see her go through that and process that properly. Not all of them. I ain't gonna, I'll be fair. Not all. Not all. We ain't all like that. We ain't all like that, Big Red. You teaching hate. You're teaching hate because Jesus loves everybody. There's no Jew nor Greek, Big Red. Why are you being like this? Be ready, man. Be ready. Because this is coming up, man. This is getting serious. It's getting serious. This thing with them is escalating. They raised the rates again for the banks today too. It's getting serious. I honestly, when I remember when we was all on tail that one time talking about when we think the Exodus finna start going down, when things are starting to start happening. And when Brother Karras was like April, I was like, man, that's kind of aggressive timing. I'm like, is he sure? And then like a couple days later, I'm like, nah, I agree with him. if we come to March and things ain't going just goofy, I will be shocked. If March is here and we not had some just insane incident pop off by then, I will thoroughly be shocked. I'm telling you straight up, I will be shocked if that happens. We got to be ready, y'all. We got to be ready. We have to be ready. I'm going to tell y'all this one thing too, because I did promise I was going to say something about the whole thing with the that I was going to do for the witchcraft sequel. Let me actually, do I have it? I think I have it on. I do. So, for those who don't know, I'm gonna shift gears for a little bit. I'm gonna talk. This is when if you're kind of confused, I did a teaching before, and I'm making that follow up to it very, very soon. It's not gonna be a long time. I'm working on it now, y'all. As a matter of fact, follow up where I talked about witchcraft, and I did that to set a foundation for what I was going to go into, because we got to understand, we call it witchcraft. That's the nomenclature that we use, but they're really abominations. They're called abominations. And when you get to the root of the abominations, every single abomination is about usurping the will of God. It's about going past the will of God. So a lot of times when we think of, I'm gonna give two jewels. A lot of times when we think about like sacrifice, like you ever think about what's the science behind that? And I use the word science because that's the word that we have for understanding. Personally, I call it the movings of Yah, because I hate calling it science, because this idiot Fauci said I'm the science, like he's some kind of deity or something. And I'm like, no, you idiot, you're just a paid clown, but whatever. But there's mechanisms that we call the spirit that we don't understand, and churchianity has taught us to just call it spiritual. Like, what are the mechanics behind sacrifice? Like, the Messiah wanted us to sacrifice animals before the Messiah came and was the perfect sacrifice. Why is it that these fallen angels want sacrifices too? Why is it that they desire sacrifice? Why is it they desire? There's something to sacrifice that we're not aware of in this world. There's a surface level thing to it that goes on. And a good way to explain it, and especially given that, we're having aliens being talked about now, I'm going to put this thing in perspective for you. So the computer is like, I've kind of went into this even in the witchcraft teaching. The computer is like a system. You can think of the computer like, a world. When you have this game, I'll use this game as an example, World of Warcraft. So in this World of Warcraft is a world that is created. This is a world of things that you can do and that you can't do. And what you're seeing here, every single one of these people that you see here is a human in the real life. They are human. But humans cannot interact with the computer. The computer is just zeros and ones. It's literally electricity going at a frequency and making things happen. You have a processor that's doing math by manipulating electricity and causing all these things to happen. I mean, even the time is different in the computer. The time in the computer world goes off of milliseconds. So literally, I think right now, as you're watching me, your computer screen is refreshing. It has a refresh rate. Most of them will be a refresh rate of 60 hertz. If you're watching the TV, if it's a monitor, regular monitor is 60 hertz. Or if you're fancy and you got a little gaming monitor, you can have 75 or even up to 120 hertz. That hertz is a cycle. There's 1,000, I think it was 1,000 cycles in 1 second that it goes. It's within 1 second, you've already got 1,000 cycles going in 1 second. So in the computer, they have these milliseconds that run off of these frequencies. The time is totally different. So the time for you may be like one thing, but in that computer, time is measured in milliseconds. It's like a whole different realm. But we can't interact with that realm directly. So what do? We have a mouse. We have a keyboard. We have, we use a microphone that I'm using to put my voice in. It takes my voice and turns it into electronic signals that are able to interact in the computer world. It goes through the computer world into the ether, which is going to be something hilarious. I'm going to talk about that later. It goes into the ether, comes out to the Ethernet on the other side, and it's going to all y'all machines. You're hearing my voice being turned into electronics, and then it gets translated out again into the natural world. So it leaves the natural world and gets translated as zeros and ones that gets sent over a wire to a long distance that you're hearing me right now. It gets translated again out of those zeros and ones back into natural language by your speakers or your headphones or whatever you're using. So the same thing goes in this world, like in World of Warcraft. If you want to interact with these objects, you can't do that as a human. If I try to reach into my computer, let's say I got World of Warcraft installed, and I say, hey, I want to grab that item, and I try to reach in my computer to grab that item, I'll screw my computer up because I'm not designed to interact in that world. So in order for me to interact in that world, I have to get an avatar. I have to go into the world and create a form that I can use things to control. So now I can use my keyboard and my mouse or my controller or whatever object I have in this world to send signals down into that world and control what I'm seeing. So when the Bible says the angels, you may be careful, you may be dealing with angels unawares, it's because those angels exist as beings in a higher dimension than us. To interact in this earth realm, you have to have flesh. Even the Most High himself obeys the rules that he set, which is why his word became flesh in order to walk this thing out into this world. He had to come down and pick a body to come into this world in order to interact with everything in the proper way, because he follows his own rules. Now, he's more than able to just come down and just manifest himself and do what he wants. But he follows his own rules because the Most High is not a man that he should lie. He is a being of honor. He's a being of glory, and he don't have to go and bend the rules. He'll go by the rules and still win. So he follows his own rules. So these angels are able to change form because if you've ever played a video game, certain video games let you create your own character. When you go into certain like on Facebook, what happens? You make those avatars. People make those little posts with those avatars on it. And what happens? As you change in the world, let's say, oh, my hair grows longer. What do? You change your avatar. So the angels are able to change the form because they're changing their avatar. That's not them. That is not an example of them. They're using their character in this world to manipulate it. So they change and use avatars. Just like all these people here in this scene here. This is a scene from World of Warcraft. All of these humans created their avatars. They created a representation of them that allows them to interact in that world. See, the computer world is a lot of an analog for what we call the spirit. And when we start really looking and changing how the spooky stuff that Christianity taught us, and start thinking about it as mechanisms that we don't understand, like sacrifice. There was something about sacrifice that it releases. It's again, I'm not saying what it is. This is theory crafting. It releases some kind of energy. It has some kind of effect in the higher realms that we are not aware of. So much so that these angels try to harvest it. It's something. It's an energy. It's something that they harvest and they look after, that the Most High himself even looked after. And that his word was so powerful. The Messiah was so powerful that his blood and his sacrifice released energy that went through time and brought us all into the new covenant for life against our sin and death. That now gives us the time of grace where we can fulfill the law because of the grace and the scepter being handed out. His sacrifice was so powerful that it released so much of whatever this was that it impacted things from what was, what is, and what is to come. The same way they described the Most High. He was, he is, and is to come. He's outside of our thought process of time, just like we're outside of the process of time in these computers. They go by milliseconds and all these different things. And to us, it's a whole different concept of time than what we're dealing with. And being that we're outside of the world, we can even manipulate. Can't you change the time on your computer? You can go in and change the time on your computer. There's even hacks that if you change the time on your computer, you can fool programs. There's the hacks that people do to change the time on their computer to extend their trials and extend what they stuff that they don't want to pay for. Yeah, that's just that was just a little preview of it all. That's just a new way of thinking about what we call the spirit. I'm gonna go into way more detail. I'm gonna give way more. Like I said, I'm taking my time with it, and when I do it, it's going to be a long teaching. Because again, if you want a TikTok teaching of 40 seconds, go on somewhere. You ain't gonna get it. This is the kind of stuff that you got to sit down and you got to go into, because we got to realize that the reality of our world has been hidden from us. They hid. There's that saying, the greatest trick the devil ever pulled was proving that he didn't exist, is 300% true, because even Hebrews will call these things that we see myths. They will say that the giants are myths when I can pull up proof. And I'm going to do it in that thing. I will pull up proof. I'm not going to go through a whole thing because honestly, I got the book right here. I was one of the books I bought when I first came in. It was Dante Fortson's book, written by Minister Dante, As the Days of Noah Were, the Sons of God and the Coming Apocalypse. Now, I've been studying this stuff for years, even before I came across this book. And everything I read in Dante's book, I came to the same conclusions. I'm like, oh man, I've seen these pictures. Oh, I've seen that. It's beautiful. This book is great. Anybody who's questioning the Nephilim and all that kind of stuff, get Dante's book. I'm telling you, hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up on Amazon so people can see it. No, that's no. Get out of here. I want y'all, because this is an amazing book. They have really? I'm not trying to bring my there it is, right there. This right here. As it was in the days of Noah. This book right here, if you got questions about whether the Nephilim is real or not, this right here. And there's no excuse, because see, even right here, you can get it on unlimited, Kindle Unlimited for free. It's $4.99 on the Kindle, for $15. You spend more than that on a hamburger nowadays. Like this book right here is solid. This is why I'm like, there's no point in me making like a video to go over this again. I don't reteach what's already been taught. I don't believe in that. A lot of things that there's people that have taught this thing better. This is why I don't really go into the 400-year prophecy, because honestly, Tail Ministries, Dante Fortson, and even my boys over there at Salt of the Earth, they've all taught the 400 years in amazing ways. There's no point. Unless I got something to add, there's no point in me coming out about it. I don't really talk about us being the people, because Benaiah Israel and Tail Ministries and Sister E and Dante Fortson and We Woke Ministries, Pastor Kelly, all them, that's on lock. Amazing, way more detail. What's the point? Well, I'm not. It take everybody. We all in this. It's not one person. Ain't no big eyes, little me. It's all together. It's collective knowledge. We all come together. Don't be just, oh, I'm the first one with this. Oh, I'm the first one with that. It's about getting the knowledge and feeding the family. That's what it's about. It's about bringing the knowledge to us so that way we won't fall for the nonsense when we turn around and we see that the government out here, where is that thing at? With the Pentagon talking about alien motherships coming to the sky. Because I'm gonna give y'all one more little tidbit before I go and before I leave you before I go to the next one. When the fallen ones came the first time, they pretended to be gods. If you go to Sumerian writings, you look up Ea Enki, they pretended to be gods. They pretended to be the gods that created us. They pretended to be the ones. This is why you have what they call myths for the sun and the moon and all these things, because these filthy, disrespectful, fallen angels came down and take credit for the working of the Most High. They put themselves in the creation of the Most High to fool the men of that time, because the men of that time knew that there was a God. They knew that there was gods and stuff, but they came and lied and said that they were the God. Well, now they pulled a different. Oh, no, we're not going to do that. No, there is no God, but there's aliens. There's UFOs. There's creatures coming from, we coming from outer space. This is why it's important to understand Hebrew cosmology. This is why you got to read that book, even if you're not reading honestly, if you're not reading Jubilees and Jasher and Enoch, you're just missing out, number one. And number two, show me where the Most High made the planets. Because he specifically says everything that he made and all the different things. He said lights in the sky. That don't count planets. And our people, you can't say, well, that's what they meant and that's how it was. In Daniel, it says our people were 10 times better than Babylon. Even in European theory, they recognize and acknowledge that the Babylonians were advanced in their understanding of the luminaries. So don't come with that. Oh, they just said that, and it was just because you're disrespecting our ancestors. They knew what they were talking about. They understood what they were talking about. You got to get that European way of looking at things. The European is really hard for our Hebrews and our family that's been in these institutions, that's been in these theology schools, and has been in these universities, because they're not designed to teach you how to be a free thinker. They're designed to take your brain and conform it to their way of thinking. So it's hard for them to get their mind out, even though they believe that all the nations became confederate and got together and hid the history of who we were. They still think that it's a myth about giants. They still think that angels didn't come down and mate with humans. No. The world that we live in right now is the biggest open air prison ever. I tell people all the time, the Hasatan and these fallen angels are wise. The church, they used to be, oh, that old dumb devil, Satan. Oh, he's so dumb. No, nigga, you dumb. Because you don't even know how to tell time properly. Ain't 24 hours in a day, 12 hours in the day and 12 hours in the night. We don't even tell time properly. Times and seasons have been changed by these things. We don't understand nothing of the old. We have been isolated from the real way of thinking. This is why the Bible be foreign to those who don't open their mind up to the Ruach. Because they have changed everything. The Bible said they have changed times and seasons. We living in that time. So you can't go by this. Oh, this is just myths. It's just a myth. I'm gonna show you one more thing. Let me show you something. Let me just give you a hint of how I look at things. So I'm gonna go here real quick. And then I'm gonna wrap this thing up. So you see this fool here? You see him? You see that? His skin color, blue. You see that with a lot of these deities and stuff. They're blue. I'm like, that's interesting. Blue. Do you know humans are born blue? Did y'all know humans are born blue? Oh. Let me show you. Oh, man. I don't have time to pull up my little my thing here, but I want to pull up. Here we go. The Fulgate family. This is off of the historycollection.com. So this is an official site for those of y'all that be stuck on the Babylon way of things. It's an official site. And they were called the Fulgate family of Kentucky, had blue skin for generations. You don't say. You mean humans are born with blue skin? You don't say. You don't say. It's amazing how these myths, as they say, I can find proof of people that still present these genetic abnormalities to this day. To this day. The Blue Joneses, the Fugate family, they were born blue. Now, there's another dude that was blue, but he was blue because of silver. These people were born. They were born. In the late 1950s, a hematologist named Martin Gawain from the University of Kentucky was fascinated by the story of the Blue Fugate family. In 1960, he decided to move near Troublesome Creek in hopes to meet one of them someday. It's funny they live near Troublesome Creek. Hematologists study blood. So for him, the idea of blue-skinned people was life-making a lifetime discovery that could make his name go down in history. Since his family was so secretive, no one knew where they lived. He would drive around to medical clinics and hospitals asking other medical professionals if they ever met a blue fugate. One day, Gawain met a nurse named Ruth Pendergrass, and he heard the story he had been waiting to hear for a long time. Ruth heard the story of a woman who showed up to the doctor's office, but instead of walking through the front lobby, she knocked on one of the back doors. She acted as if she was trying to hide herself from the public and asked for a routine blood test. It was very cold outside, and this woman's face and fingernails were deep indigo blue. Ruth Pendergrass immediately became concerned for this woman. She was terrified, thinking her blue skin was an indication that she was going to die of a heart attack. The blue woman quickly explained that she had a skin condition that ran in her family and urged her not to be concerned. Her last name was Combs, and her maiden name was Fugate. Now, over time, these people that were blue, they ended up finding I'm not going to read the whole story, but you can go and look it up and read the story yourself. I'm going to talk about it more in my other video. They actually went and did a blood transfusion and did a test where they actually give them a this injection because it's a defect in their blood that causes their skin to not the process. It causes their blood not to process oxygen like normal. It's a defect in the defect. Again, so interesting. All these half angel things create these weird defects like 6 fingers, like horns. All these different things that still are expressed today. Even people born with multiple faces. All these things are still expressed in certain groups of people. Certain groups. Certain groups. And they healed these people by giving them this injection, and it permanently fixes their blood. So whenever somebody is born blue now, they can give them this injection at birth, and it'll make them have a normal skin pigmentation for the rest of their life. But for the longest, back during this time, this family and people like them will be in hiding because they were blue. They were blue. Like, again, like the myth. the myth. So much of a myth that this Shiva right here and doing the dance of creation is posted outside of CERN. Born with tails, hair all over. Yes, exactly. That's another thing that's we're gonna go into all of that. I'm gonna take my time. It's gonna be a long one, but it's gonna be good, and it's gonna change your view on our history because we've been lied to, and they're gonna come with another lie very soon. See, all this stuff is happening because they're getting ready to shift to another world order, and this new world order is gonna be introduced when they have all this chaos, all this nonsense, all these wars, and all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, here comes the alien ship. Oh, hey, humans. Be peaceful. Be peaceful. We are your creators. We planted seeds on this planet, and it pains us to see you in this state. We are here to bring you into the newest of nirvana. We're here to raise your consciousness into levels like new places. We're here to show you the way. Just take this implant into you, and you will go to the next level of humanity. This implant will change you into the final form of what we had dreamed for you. I'm telling you, this is what's coming. This is the next thing. See, I already know Esau and all these folks is gonna be dealt with. I praise the Most High. I look joyously at these things that's happening personally. I'm not worried. It's a joyous occasion because I know we about to go to the next level. I know we about to go and we about to be restored and we about to get our kingdom back. But the next thing that we gonna have to be mindful of, because we got to remember we're gonna be over there and we got to still keep our eyes on these nations because they're gonna get crazy once these aliens quote unquote come down, and then they're like, oh, how come how come these African Hebrews, they don't want to accept our gifts? We created them too. Oh, this is a problem. And they're going to start making all these excuses. And then, we're going to, it may not happen in our lifetime, but for our kids, we got to get them ready for this because they going to be the ones that, these jokers is coming for us. It's about time for that sky to roll back like a scroll. This is what's coming. Some of us gonna see this in our lifetimes. I guarantee you that we're gonna see this crap coming in our lifetimes. They're getting ready. They're getting ready for these fools to come back and walk back amongst us again. They're gonna come from them outer lands and pretend like they came from outer space and do a whole nother thing like they did before. Except back in the day when they pretended to be Ea Inky and do all and be gods, now they're gonna pretend to be ET. Yeah. Oh yeah. Straight from the underworld. They can't live above land. Live above. Straight out the underworld. Straight from the underdark. All the lizards and all their creations, all that stuff, all this is coming back. This is why they're getting the AI ready. This is why the AI is going to be set up and put into place, and all this stuff is coming in the hands. They're getting ready for the new world order where humans are going to be literally in a human zoo. And these things want to come and run around just like they used to back during the days of Noah. Read them so-called mythology stories and see how they always fighting each other and how they always go into war. Then read in the book of Enoch where the Most High said they will not have peace, and he will make it so he gonna do his signature move, make them fight each other and kill each other. That's the Most High signature move. He talked about it in Enoch. And then when you read the so-called myths over all these countries, what are all these gods doing? They always fighting. They always beefing. They always going to war with each other. They horny, oversexed, selfish freaks. And that's what we're dealing with. And I'm going to get more into it of what exactly we're dealing with, because this is why my people, the Most High said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. What y'all got to understand is the people that we're coming against, we're not dealing with flesh and blood. The Bible tells us we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. This was a principality, a power, a ruler of darkness. They rule in darkness. Maxwell has a postulate called Maxwell's demon, and he says that in the background it's used for thermodynamics, because in thermodynamics the hot and the cold molecules equalize themselves and get set in the proper place. And they say, there's like a little thing in the background doing work, like a demon that does the sorting and gets everything set up. It's in so much of the culture. They've already talked about demons that work in the background doing work. That's the name that they had for computer programs back in the day in Unix. Computer programs that ran in the background that you didn't know that it did work in the background, they called them demons. They used to have a little picture of an imp. They were called demons. This is real. This mess is real. When you see all these things and you match it up with the Bible, it all lines up. I'm not going to go further into it. Like I said, we got to be ready. We got to be ready. And I'm going to go more into detail in the other video. Like I said, I'm going to put it all in, my little PowerPoint. I'm going to try to get it as organized, because this is a lot of abstract things that I know is a different way of thinking. So I want to make sure I explain it in a very understandable way, because it can be weird for people that's not used to it. It's a lot. Don't be ashamed to just pause it, go back, watch the video again, go back, watch the other one, and go over it and make sure you understand the concepts, because it's going to be extremely important that we understand what these things are. You can't reason with these creatures. They don't see you as an equal. They don't even see you as a being. They look at you like a worse than an ant. They'll give more levity to the ant. They despise us, especially us, the children of the Most High. They hate us. They can't stand us. This is what we're dealing with. This is why their followers are acting the way they acting. This is why it's going on like that. It's a lot. But when you understand that those people is running with these things right here, then it makes sense why you come over here and they act the way they act, like this. All this right here. You understand all this nonsense that they got going on. You understand this when you understand that this is what they answer to. And some of them don't even know. But I'm going to leave it at that, man. I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all, it's getting time. It's crunch time. Don't love this place. Don't love this nonsense, because you'll lose your life trying to maintain your stuff here in this land. If it's you get the time to leave, you better pack your bags and go. And if you can't go, you better have you some water, some food, and some provisions. Have a go bag pack. Do as much as you can, even if you're buying things step by step. I've been slowly over the years buying things and stuff, but even now, you might want to, see if you can hurry up and get it while you can, because pretty soon we're going to see shortages very soon. China and Russia teaming up, man. It's you're going to see this thing start accelerating really fast. They signed a lot of agreements. And when China start beating, they're already talking it. They're already talking it in the United States. They're getting it ready. They got the war drums beating. When they start beefing and they start putting sanctions on China, it's going to get crazy over here, y'all. You're going to have to keep your head on the swivel because these people are going to be stressed out. They're going to be just freaked out and panicked, and they're going to just blame us for no reason. Watch. They'll just blame us. It's going to be our fault. They're going to blame us. So keep yourself ready. Be ready. Have your stuff. Hey, so if you got your stuff, you don't got to go get in the bread lines and then pray in the bread lines that nobody come up there and start shooting up the bread lines and try to steal food or whatever, or somebody come up there and steal, because you got food at home. You don't have to worry when the power go out because you done got stuff saved up and you got things together and you ready to go. You don't have to worry when the water not drinkable because you got water filters and you got water stored up. Get yourself ready. Be ready. Because if you're not ready, you will definitely perish in this system, because it's going to get crazy. And it's going to be to the point where it's not going to be safe to go outside. Straight up. And I ain't saying this to scare you. I'm saying it to be prepared. People always, scared, you're fear-mongering. No, this is to be prepared, bro. This is serious. This is super serious. This is not no joke. It's about to get crazy out here. You see already what these people talking about. You see that they got the they're talking about sending uranium and and Putin talking about sending nukes and stuff. And now you got all these riots and stuff happening in the UK. That's just it's just not too long from happening over here. Keep your head on the swivel, fam. Keep your head on the swivel and be watchful, because this place is wicked and these people is getting stressed out because they can't take it like we can. We man, I look back. I kind of thank the Most High. I think about it. I'm like, man, if the Most High would have woke me up earlier, I probably would have either gone back to Africa or I would have been running around. I don't know. I would have been in jail for slapping somebody, because it's, boy, look at here. When you start thinking about the way these folks treat you, when you start thinking with a clear mind and you start thinking about all the things you went through and the things you dealt with, oh, Lord, man. What's that? That old ludicrous song. I feel like slapping somebody today. Slapping somebody today. Man, look here. Oh man, did it, bro? Did it not? We roll with the punches better than any group of people ever, man. I'm telling you, we different. We built different. I know we the people of the Most High, because boy, we used to this nonsense. We built different. Absolutely. We are 100% different. And it's getting crazy, y'all. It's getting crazy. Be prepared. I can't stress that enough. Do it while you can. Don't wait. Don't question. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to wait and see. Do it. Don't listen to the Zedekiahs of the world that's out here talking about, this is our land. This is our place. This is where we supposed to be. Let them niggas stay here with this poison behind land, with the alien motherships landing and reptilians running around and nuclear bombs going up. Y'all niggas can have it. Y'all can have Mad Max. I'm finna go to Africa and live in Wakanda. I'm trying to get out of here. Like, I ain't trying to stick around here. You know what I'm saying? We finna go build us the new Wakanda. Not no Wakanda. We finna build Jerusalem. Jerusalem. We finna build something better than Wakanda. We're gonna build the holy land again, the real holy land in Africa, not in that little slip of desert, in Africa, in Abyssinia, the real land. Like, man, get out of here, bro. Get out of here. The Thunderdome is not my home. Exactly. 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 I ain't trying to be around here with Tina Turner. Shoot, we gonna be over there in Africa praising the Most High. Y'all over here talking about something. We don't need another hero. I ain't trying to be in the Thunderdome. I am not on that type of time. Y'all can have the Thunderdome. I'm trying to escape from New York. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Real talk, man. We ain't trying to be over here. Hey, y'all can have it. Y'all can be over here with all these folks. Because guess what? Even they not staying. If you look up, all the billionaires is getting land in Sweden. All the billionaires. See, this is why I say Negroes is so ignorant. Oh, this is our land. We staying. The people that own the place, the billionaires ain't even staying. They buying shelters and they buying land in other countries. Because they know, hey, let's get crazy over here. I'm hopping on my private jet and getting out. Come on, man. You better be ready to go. And again, if you can't go, have them bags packed. Be ready. If they say, hey, come to this shelter, forget your home, get your butt up and go. You can look back like Lot's wife if you want to. You ain't going to be a pillar of salt. You're going to be a pillar of ash underneath a hypersonic missile. Straight up. Shoot. Real talk. Real talk. There is no peace here. Yeah, that's enough. Yep, Portugal. Portugal's another place where they've been moving. They've been going to Portugal. They've been going to Sweden. They've been moving out. They've been quietly moving a lot. That's why you notice a lot of these billionaires have been getting divorces. Like, what's his name? Bezos and Bill Gates. A lot of the big time, if you notice, like right before 2019, I knew something crazy was going to happen because from 2018 to 2019, you've seen a gang of dudes just quitting. They all just resigning. You're starting to see that again. Nancy Pelosi resigning. A lot of people that's been long-time folks in the government resigning behind the scenes. If you literally start paying attention, they're kind of talking about Kamala Harris more. They probably about getting ready to retire Joe Biden because he ain't nothing but a weekend at Bernie's running around pretending to be president anyways. It's like, it's getting real, y'all. They know it's coming. They telling y'all it's okay while they secretly making preparations. Be ready. Don't be foolish. Don't be here and wait until the shelves is empty. Then talk about summer. I need to get spare water. Do it now. And if banks failing, you ain't even gonna have the money to buy the water. Do it while you have the cash. I can't stress this enough, y'all, because this stuff changes by the hour now. It's not even funny no more. It changes daily, like serious. Real talk. I may not. It's so crazy that I'm saying, yeah, I'm gonna make a part 2 to that video. I may not get a chance to. We may come up on Friday and all the bank system go down and everything just failed and all kinds of stuff going on. What then? It's getting real, y'all. It's getting real. It's getting real. Yeah, they also preppers on the low. That's true. A lot of them billionaires and stuff, they preppers on the low. They are. Yeah, man, he a straight weekend at Bernie's, man. He just be sitting there just bouncing around. Like they play music and he bounce up the stairs. That's why he be tripping. It's y'all be ready, man. Be ready. If you could plant, have you some little plants or something, have you something. This man right here with the planting. Go on his channel. You'll learn your little something. You see him posting all the stuff about planting and stuff, man. You learn your little something, bro. Like get with the Hebrews and talk about planting and get with the preppers and stuff. Start paying attention. Know your evacuation routes. It's know your way around. It baffles me that people still don't know like they roads and stuff. Like there's grown adults that don't know roads. It be blowing my head. I'd be like, yeah, you turn down this and go here. Is that by the tree? Is that by the store? Nigga, you don't know the roads? Like, come on, dog. Like America got us spoiled, bro. It has literally brought down our mental capacity that we can't do basic stuff. Know your evacuation route. Know your streets and what streets are prone to flooding. Know what streets are prone to getting backed up and no back roads and ways to get around. If you can't go out the main evacuation route, know an alternate evacuation route. Understand all these things. It takes effort and it takes time, but you need to do this because it's getting serious, y'all. It's getting so serious. It's getting to the point where I'm about to have my go bags. I got them in my room. I'm about to have them by the door. I'm about to just stuff them by the door and be like, hey, when it happened, we just grab this, let's just go. The only thing I want to carry out of here is my mama's ashes. That's it. I don't want to bury her here. I'm going to take her ashes. I'm going to bury her in her homeland. That's the only thing I'm taking with me. If I could take my little hard drive with pictures on it, I might take my little hard drive. I already got it planned on how I'm going to pack it and carry it. But if an EMP hit, guess what? I ain't going to cry. It is what it is. Hey, I'm just going to carry them ashes and get moving. I mean, you got to be prepared for every type. You got to make a plan for every type of contingency. If there's an EMP, what are you going to do? If there's a attack, a military, if you're near military bases, you need to know that. If you're near military installations, you need to know that. Because guess what? When they first start dropping bombs, guess where them bombs is going? Bases. So, yeah, man. Yeah, it's getting real, y'all. It's getting mad real. And again, most high willing, and we still here, and ain't nothing crazy happen. I'm gonna make this video, and then we're gonna talk about this next stage of what's coming. This next lie that these fallen ones are coming up with. This big deception that they got planned to come down that so many people gonna fall for. So many people. I mean, they already primed for it. They already ready. You know, and they already pushing the trans. This is why they're pushing that trans agenda so hard. They pushing transgender so hard, so much on Facebook. I posted it. They got doggone robots. The next Transformers movie gonna have a trans robot. It's a robot. How can the robot have a sexuality? That don't make no sense. Make it make sense. So now, I gotta wake up to see if my toaster gonna come out as non-binary. I gotta wait and see if my refrigerator gonna come out as lesbian or something. Like, what? This don't make no sense. You can't tell me there's no agenda. It's a doggone robot. How can it be trans? It's a robot. Yeah. We know what's hilarious? There's a cartoon that these dudes made. Oh, who was it? I think they're called Flash Gets. They made a cartoon. You can watch it on your own. I'm gonna show it. And it's hilarious. It's actually hilarious. And it was funny because I was like, this is so absurd. But it literally became reality. This right here. You get a chance. Go and check. I'm not gonna play it here.
Flash Kid.
Go and check it out. So you already can see. You already can see the absurdity of. You already see the absurdity. It's absurd. That's the Brazil version. I didn't know they had a Brazil version. That's crazy. But yeah, it's go and find it on YouTube, and you'll see it. It was made. That was made a while ago, actually. That was I think this one was. It was It's old. It's really old. It's super old. And here it is, reality. They used to make it as just a joke. It was a joke, and it's real. It's absolutely real. They literally made it as a joke. Like Megatron basically found out about woke ideology, and so he goes, "Oh, I'm trans now." It's hilarious. And I'm like, they literally made it real life. I can't believe this. Like, the stuff that used to be jokes and was just straight up, like, just funny is real life. I can't, boy, we are living in bizarro world. If you want to stay here, I don't know what's wrong with you in the head. You touched. You're touched. You're touched. Megatron getting me too. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's insane. It's insanity. But this is where we are. And niggas want to stay here. I don't get it. But fam, I'm gonna end it on that, man. Again, I want to stress y'all be prepared, be safe, have y'all stuff together. If you have food for a couple of days. Try to get non-perishable food. If you still can, see if you can get like some MREs or some survival stuff. It's probably expensive now, unfortunately. If you was starting early, I think I bought it like back in 2019, 2020 because they done jumped up in price so much. They jumped up like last year. Yeah, last year all the emergency stuff started just jumping up in price. It was ridiculous, and it was harder to find. So get it, y'all. Get it. Make sure you prepared. Make sure men have your household ready. Have your household prepared. Have everybody ready. I've been instructing my son. I've been instructing my wife. Just preparing them and telling them, letting them know, hey, this is what's gonna happen. This is gonna happen like this, and we're gonna have to go here like this. Get them ready. Have them mentally ready, even if they, what I'm saying, because niggas sometimes they'll give you that, especially fellas, your wife will give you that, okay, yeah, she going along with you, but in her head she's like, whatever. That's fine. Long as she know, because when it happened, she gonna be happy. She gonna be happy when y'all still got food and everybody standing in line waiting for the government to give them some bread and some crackers, and you sitting here eating frozen meat that you had, or you eating frozen beans or whatever. Hey, you gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be good for real. So anyway, fam, I'm gonna end it on that, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all, again, I stress that y'all be safe. Keep y'all head on the swivel. We ain't going out here to be violent with nobody, but protect yourself. If your state has an open carry that thing on you. If it don't, check the laws and see about a taser or something like that. Try to keep some type of protection on you. And again, that's not to scare you, it's to have you alert. You have to be alert. It's, you know, it's just like in the story with Gideon, you know what I'm saying? You got to be down there and bring that water up to your face and keep the look around. Don't go down and lap like a dog and be like, resting. Because if you got your face down in the water, you can't see what's going on around you. You got to be alert. Our people was always people of alertness and war and all this stuff. Now, we're not at war now because the war is the Most High's, but you still need to be prepared. You still need to have your head on the swivel. That's not, if it makes you scared, good. Be scared. Let that fear lead you into action. But there's no sense to be nervous or be, scared, really, because it's for our good. It's for our good. As long as you following the Most High and you putting actions behind it. See, this ain't faith without works is dead. You have that faith and you back it up with works, the Most High take the rest of the way. So I'm not worried about nobody running up on me because I got I'm ready for it. And if somebody do, I know the Most High going, hey, I'm gonna be able to take care of that. He'll let me see it. He'll either let me avoid that situation or let me get out of that situation safely. That's the kind of faith you got to have, but you just got to be ready for it each and every way. It's not about living in fear. It's about living ready and prepared. Anyway, that's why I'm gonna leave it out there for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna holler at y'all. I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a good evening, man.
I feel pressed on all sides, the world doesn't end. It ain't right, I gotta watch the cops in, licking shots, my skin, Lord help, I stand by religious men, be trying to stop, cause I'm not with them, my truth like a straight blade, expose every lie, every game played, I stand in the land, devoted to wicked plans, bring it by the ton and bag it up for the grams, cop back unloaded cause I'm the hit corroded Uncle Sam, when he justified taking Indian land, the red man got robbed, the black man got killed, blood got spilled, and America got built, precise got filled with the spirit of the Most High. They say they woke, but they sleep. I say they closed eyes. Triple threat, represent, give you no lies. I'm a thorn in the side of the enterprise. Can't you see I'm trying? Can't you see I'm trying?
Yo, black Hebrew like Moses, descendant of a pharaoh, a warrior, break bones that cut through the marrow. Indigenous before the Edomites came to visit us, the native of God's plan before your religiousness. 400 years of slavery, it was written, we paid off, now we pay back at Thanksgiving. The movement tyrannical, opiate satanical, hate-based governmental regime, call me Hannibal. Way beyond the protest, exterminate rats and roaches, eradicate white supremacist, pandemic mental psychosis. A message to my people of color.